Tonight, we're bringing this week's flight sim news with thanks to SayIntentions. We check out an Ilyushin IL-18, the Pietenpol Air Camper, Stavanger Airport, and the AVX Sorter.
Hello there.
Hello? Hello. Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. Welcome to the middle of the week. So it is, the halftime shuffle. The hump. Welcome to the news. Hope you're all keeping well. Tonight we have, well, there's news, and we also have some things to check out and take an old gawk at, including that of the Nemeth Ilyushin, the IL-18. We're also going to be checking out some plugins. We have the AVX Sorter. What is that, you ask? Well, you need to find out. We also have a cool looking airplane. I hope the pronunciation was right. It's from Emerald Scenery Design, and it's the Pietenpol. Right. It's all kicking off now. We're going to be checking out that one. An air camper. Beautiful little general aviation aircraft. And a brand new scenery from Iron Sim. It is that of Stavanger Airport. So we've a bit to... There was buttons there for a second. It's great to see you.
Behave.
Now, what have I broken today? Yeah, I doing it well. Right. So I got me delivery. I got me delivery of me little USB-C to A gadget-a-rooney. So they're all plugged in. So if I press this button, will this work now? This is the question. It worked! Right, now, excitement out of the way. Jesus, that camera was very up close. I don't know what the other buttons do, but so far it's good. Do we have sounds from the sim? Oh, be Janie then. Hang on a second. Does that mean everything's actually all right? Now, you didn't see what was happening before I started, you know, because my controller disconnected. I tried to turn it back on again and the sim froze. Anyone else having that problem using USB or wireless controllers and the sim is like, I don't know what to do here. I'm just not going to respond. It does that, right? And we don't know why. We don't know why. The subs are coming in like crazy. Lads, thank you very much indeed. We're almost there. It's like 250 odd out of 300 or something. Jesus. Calm it down now, you know. Pull up the handbrake. We're very close. Jesus. We're getting closer. So there's the whole rigmarole of, you know, this tier 2 thing with Twitch. And, Jesus, then we're very close. We can almost... Yeah, we can almost look at it. Look straight at it. Uh-oh. Something just went doo-doo. Did you hear it? Oh no, there's gremlins. Right, anyway, let's not get bogged down with whose gremlins we're looking at. Currently 18 degrees here in the Premier County of Tipperary, Murph Manor, and it's 22 degrees inside in the man cave. I went out for my walk this morning. It was lovely. And then it rained. I got in just in time. That was brilliant. But yes, you've done it now, Tony. We also have brand new updates from Say Intentions. I want to go back over a few because they've done lots. And I only showed a feature there yesterday, and like, it was like the first time man discovered fire. Right. So we'll have a look to see what that's all about. But yeah, but listen, yeah, right. Let's just agree. Let's agree to disagree. But anyway, how are you keeping? How was your day? It's Wednesday. We're in the middle point. It's like, yeah, we're over the hump now. You know, we're nearly there, lads. We're nearly there. So just grab a hold of it now and hang on to it, and sure, we'll be there before you know it. It'll be Friday. It's going to be great. It is going to be great. Anyway, kind of a mad week for news. It's a lot of devs keeping their heads down right now. I think that some devs are keeping their heads down until Bristol, right? Because they're going to be at Bristol. And then there's others who are just busy doing stuff. And then you've other devs who you mightn't heard of in quite some time. And then they just like, yeah, we're doing this, by the way. More on that now in a bit. But anyway, who's here? Who came in here on a Wednesday evening? It's getting darker too, isn't it? Ah, jeez. It's getting nighttime. Oh. Do you ever, if you're like me, then we're like everyone else then as well. You know, there's a great stretch in the owl evening there, you know. And then as it comes into the winter, jeez, it's getting dark quick. It happens every year. Jesus. There's buttons all over the shop. Right. It happens every year, and we always say it. It's just one of those things, lads. We can't understand it. But anyway, we'll come over here and press buttons and welcome you all in. And then we'll get started. Right, this is the warm-up to getting started. And you're very welcome in wherever it is you are viewing, well, us from today, be it the Twitch or indeed on the Tube. You're most welcome. Good to see you, lads. And sure, listen, isn't that just it? There's enough drama in the world. Come here. Don't listen to what... See that real world stuff? That doesn't matter. It makes it makes an impact, but there's shag all we can do about it. Come to here.
Can I do the refund?
No, shag off. You come here because, well... But there's not much we can do about here either. But, like, you know, it's not all, like, drama. Little bit of drama, but not much. Right, not much. D. White, good to see you. Checking in from Sligo. Got Gravel is in the house, man. Welcome aboard. Love your work. Love your work. CP65, good evening. Vacuum is here. Who else? Rotor Nut, good to see you. Now, let's have a look. Super Typhon, sup. Spitfire, RAF 100 is here in the chat. Good evening to you. Stu Snape, welcome aboard. Happy Wednesday, man. Hope you're well. Idle Cut Off, Cambridge calling. Hello from Tipperary. You're very welcome in. Home Wrecker is checking in from County Cork. Welcome aboard. Visualize is here. Elric, good day to you. Malky Mac is here. Hope you're well. Uniform Goose, good day, Goose. Happy Wednesday. Fierce Wolf, looking fierce. Gent Wolfie. I don't even know what that was. It was one of them. Good to see you. Shuffle Shoes shuffles in. AJH man. Happy Wednesday. Mick Manser is here. Good to see you, bud. Sir Camsalot, my dude from Angoshlan Nua. Welcome in. Cornwolf is here. Good evening, everyone. He said. That's exactly how he said good. Look. Hermit Something is here. A very good afternoon to Boston. You have to be careful with the salute because I keep bashing my hand off the thing. Look, I didn't engineer this right, and you can't salute with your left hand. You look like a spanner. Party on. It's all grand, right? I could possibly re-engineer. No, I can't. No, I need it for over here. Unless, of course, I came down out of the sky, but I've a fan above my head. That wouldn't work either. We'll think of something. We'll think of something. Mac Manser, good to see you, bud. Now, let me see. A very stormy top of the week to you. Thunderstorms here in Brum, and also lots of refreshing rain. I'm glad you call rain refreshing. We call it, yeah, rain. Blinky is here, good day. Commander Balosh is in the chat, welcome aboard. Stick Figures here. Mutley, good evening. Anthony V is in the house, welcome in, buddy. Nutty Slack is here. JP Gaming, happy Wednesday. Kirog is here. Who else? Simon, you're very welcome aboard. Where is this now? Welcome to Monday Night Raw, right? Do you remember it though? I'll bring back Jim Ross, you know. Now, Creo is here from County Mayo. Thankfully, it's news and respite time. Indeed. Welcome in, buddy. Hope all is well in County Mayo. Muse Fan is here. Bursts in the door with his toenail. He says, how he is. He is mad jokes. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you, Muse. Linny Bobbins is here. Tis herself. Paused. Game's gone. Did we get any announcements yet from Microsoft? I didn't see any. Well, Microsoft Flight Sim. Heisenberg is here. Murph, me doctor wants me to get a colonoscopy. He must think he's a starship captain. He truly wants to go where no man has gone before. Jeez. Just lie back and think of Ireland. It'd be grand, Heisenberg, right? Happy halfway to the weekend, says APU Inspector. 305 streams in a row. That's insane, man. Thank you very, very much indeed. Restoring is here from Tullow, County Carlow. Welcome in. I'm Pierce. Good to see you. Frankenstein. Good day to you, Steiny. Steiny sent me on this video, and it was Martha King, the King Schools. I'm John, and I'm Martha, and this is the King's School. Did you ever watch them, right? Brilliant. Anyway, what was the thing we learned today? Oh, yeah. How do we figure out the altitude of the base of a cumulus cloud? Well, you see, for every 4.4 degrees Fahrenheit is 1,000 feet, and you measure the distance between the temperature and the dew point. We measure the distance between the two of them, we multiply that by 4.4, and then we divide it by 10. Or no, we divide it by 1,000. Wait, balls! I need to watch it again, Steiny. How high are the clouds, Murph? Oh, come here, they're very high. Yeah, what's the actual? Oh, very high. Right? We're going roughly over this direction. It'll be fine. Strap 21, Ola, good to see you. 60% of the time.
It works.
Every time. P.S. Mirandai, hello there. You're very welcome aboard. Now, has anyone downloaded the free 2024 digital album from Steam? Is it all the music? I hear it's very good. I hear it. That was sure, we're on fire tonight. Idle Cutoff, indeed. Now, where are we at? The buttons over here. Norse Viking Gaming, a very happy Wednesday. Upshift is here. Good to see you, bud. North Coast Mike, welcome in. Tarnish Mossman, good to see you, bud. Photos by Kev. Are we there yet? We're on the way. Good to see you, Kev. Now, let's have a look. Those buttons. Flipper Alloy is here from a stormy South Carolina. A stormy South Carolina, you say. Digital Merc, good to see you, Merc. How are things, buddy? Kirog, thank you very much indeed for 16 months. What a legend. Cheers, buddy. Citizen42, 66 months, man. Thank you very, very much indeed for all your support, lads. It's very much appreciated. Eamon is here. Murph's Wallet, emptying news edition. Yes. Well, a little bit. A little bit, right. Flying Tonight is here. Good evening. And well, thank you very much indeed for 20 months. Cheers, buddy. Hope all as well. Nordic Skywalker, welcome in. Strap21 is here. Rob, the Swedish chef. He's rambled in. Good to see you, buddy. Upshift, thank you for the bits. Throwing them around there, so he has his bits. Yeah, right. Brilliant. Toto2495, he says, evening all. Happy hump day. Toto and Mrs. Toto, a very happy Wednesday to you. I hope you're both keeping well. Now, let me see. Filthy is checking in. Mugan is here. Welcome in, lads. Old Veteran 965 is in the house. Good to see you, Scott. Right, frightening. Yeah, right. Says Idle Cutoff, frightening. Old Veteran then, a resub, 68 months. Tier 2, thank you very, very much indeed, Scott. You mad lad. Loudness not necessary. Sorry! Oh, the missus is home. I have to bring it down a notch. You see, for the last few days, it was just me, and I'd be terribly loud. So now I have to be quiet. Does this button work? And then... party on. I fixed the button. Jesus, that's brilliant, isn't it? I mean, that's the best button I have. That's of all the buttons, that's the best one. Yeah, right. We have to talk quietly. Flying Tonight, hello. Then Frankenstein gifting 5 tier 1 subs to the community. Right here on Twitch. Steiny, absolute legend, you. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, and thanks to Frankenstein, do be sure to say thank you. What a ledge. Exo Giant is here. Welcome in. Where is this now? Muse fan. That's exactly why I don't use... Jesus! What was... bloody hell? Anyone else, right? My soul, come back! Come back to me. Jesus. Muse fan, he said, that's exactly why I don't... Oh, wait, that's exactly why I only use a wired controller. Yeah, you see, I didn't think that was going to happen. Yes, I've made poor decisions. Here we go again. Murph's pressing buttons. Oh, it's grand, it's grand. Did you see what happened? Home Wrecker, you mad divot, you 10 gifted tier 1 subs out to the community here on Twitch. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, thanks to Home Wrecker, do be sure to say thank you. What a legend. Home Wrecker, thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Fierce kind of you, sir. Fierce kind. I stopped using wireless about a long time ago, or anything a long time ago. Aye. I've only started using it, so oh no. Sun Jammer is here, good to see you. Goblin Zeus, good evening. We had thunder and lightning an hour ago, says Tarnish. Jesus, there's more of it. Chunky Aviation, you absolute mad lad. You see, poor old Chunky, he'd be sitting there, I'm going to do some work now. And then this loud Irish Egypt comes on and you can get no work done at all. Ah, brilliant. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub with thanks to Chunky Aviation, do be sure to say thank you. Zach, thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Insane support, lads. Jesus. And Tarnish with Thunder and Lightning. G Slayer is in the house. Good to see you, man. Hope all is well. Steve C is here. Good afternoon. Happy hump day, buddy. Will you be going over the SayIntentions improvements to the RFB? Oh, I must have a look. The EFB. Yeah, we'll have a look at that as well. Jesus. We must have a look at that as well. What's happening? Will you behave? The missus has already given out to me. Keep it down, will you? Yes. Yeah. How does that make you feel? Lower. How does that make you feel? Right. Jeez. Mick Manser, look what he did. And Stu Snape. Bloody hell. Stu Snape in with 10 gifted tier 1 subs. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, but thanks to Stu Snape, do be sure to say thank you. What a legend. And he still didn't give out to me for like delaying his flight for an hour trying to fix things. That's hilarious. Jesus. Then Mick Manser jumped in with 5 gifted tier 1 subs. Lads, if you've got a tier 1 sub, with thanks to Mick Manser, do be sure to say thank you. Terribly kind. And then last but not least, we have Cracker the Devil with 5 gifted tier 1 subs going out to the community. If you got a tier 1 sub from Cracker, do be sure to say thank you. It's a cracker. Who used to say it's a cracker? It's a cracker. Who used to say, well, Scottish people in general, I suppose. You know, that's, you know, when they're born, they don't, there's none of that. They pick them up. It's a cracker. Yeah, you're grand. Yeah, right. Yeah, brilliant. Meanwhile, all the Scots fall out with Murph. But anyway, where's this now? Photos by Kev, packing to take the caravan down south, for a fortnight. Ooh. Is that a 4-Bert or a 6-Bert? The V2 citation. Yes, we'll have a look at that as well. Drang the Thang. Welcome in, buddy. Hope all is well. Be gob then, lads. There's buttons here at an alarming rate. Kieran. Good to see you, Kieran. Jesus. 5 gifted tier 1 subs going out to the community here on Twitch. With thanks to Kieran. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub from Kieran, well, do be sure to say thank you. The generosity has no bounds. You lot are absolutely mad. Thank you very, very much indeed. You're very kind, lads. Thank you. This is the outro for the intro. Wait, what? Who? Jesus. There's buttons everywhere. I can't be keeping up with this. The lads on YouTube are going nuts as well. Black Sheep Jean and Everton. Did you see what they did and the stuff? It's right. Bloody hell. Love the music. Jean, thanks very much. It's very loud in my head. It's very loud. I need to turn that down. Thanks a million. You're very... Jesus, you're brilliant. Great bunch of lads. Yeah, right. Where is this now? I was curious what Microsoft Flight Sim was doing in Gamescom. Didn't see any announcements. Nara, they'll do us something. Somebody's up today. What's gotten into you? Yous are absolutely gone bananas. Yous are nuts. And I don't know how these sub things work with Twitch, because it's like, you see the slider going up and then it like stays there and then it goes up again. It's science. Yes. Best leave the science to the scientists. Now, let's have a look. Jamie G, good to see you. Where's this now? I'm curious. English is hard. Listen, it'd be grand. Dougal McTavish, you want real drama? Come to my gaff. That's why I escaped to here. Jesus. Dougal, good to see you, buddy. Hope all is well. The chairman has rambled in. Mrs. Toto, welcome in. She says, good evening and happy hump day. Did the lovely Mrs. Two-Tone enjoy her Harry Potter show? I am very jealous. Insert Harry Potter emoji. She loved it. And she got the breaking news today that, you know, your man who played Ron Weasley, your man, Ron, anyway, right? What's his name? Weasley, isn't it? Anyway, your man who plays Ron, I'm Ron Burgundy. Seemingly, he's going to America in January to do the show that the fella we spoke about the other day, Draco Malfoy, they're going to do a swap, you see. So that sounds awfully like the missus wants to go to New York in January. Rupert Grint. Is that a name or a condition? Right. Captain Ray is here. Good to see him. So yeah, that's all happening. But yes, you had a lovely time, Mr. Toto. Lovely time. Now, let me see. Are you saying left-hander? Wait, are you saying left-handers are spanners? No. Well, I mean, you lefties, right? I'm just saying, I mean, you know, superiority and all of that. Those who are left-handed, well, you just right. I'm just saying, leave it to us, the right-handed folk. Right? And with that, Murphy was off the air. He was off the air. Weasley. Weasley. Ron Weasley. Thank you, or Heisenberg. Yes, right, now, jeez. A Crotty, good to see it. You could go with your wireless DJI mic. Nah, the sound quality, Scott, doesn't work. I'd be sounding even worse than I do now. A ceiling fan, that explains the hair creeping to the sides. Are you trying to say, listen, this isn't now the parting of the seas. This is my beautiful, glorious mane. And it's just, I'm getting more intelligent the older I get. The cranium has to expand. Yeah, there's loads of hair on the inside, you just can't see it. Yeah, that's what I keep telling myself. It's just slowly blowing off the back of the head. Ah, Jesus. Sean Dale is here. Good to see you. He says, hello, everyone. I hope you're all having fun. We have 18 weeks without a drop of water. And tomorrow, when I go to my family to Clacton, it's thunderstorms and yellow warnings. Ooh. Big ob then. There's Klingons on the starboard bow. Where is it? Oh, the Clacton Air Show. Oh, very good. Oh, yeah, typical. Yeah. Lashing rain and thunderstorms for an air show. Brilliant. Martel is here. Good to see you. QC Frank, my stomach is like Mrs. TPHI, it's upside down. Frank, you're still not well, you poor old devil. Murph, you almost sounded intelligent then until you shagged it up. Mugan, we almost nearly got there, buddy, nearly got there. Drink pink stuff. Murph, are you watching Aviation 101 Africa series? Did you? Oh, dude, wasn't it so good? So good. Want to go to South Africa now to fly? Yeah, we're just flying here in South Africa. The accent is amazing. It's very hard to understand when they talk fast. Really, an Irishman. Hard to understand when you speak fast, but it is, right? It's brilliant. Yes, I watched it, Heisenberg. Friggin' excellent, man. What's cooking, good looking? Oh, I need like a good response to that, Chunky, you know. Hey, good looking. You know, what's the gist, physicist? Yeah, all this kind of stuff, right? It's like at the kitchen table, you know. Pass the honey. Here's some sugar. Give us the milk, you cow. Right, brilliant. But anyway, we'll move on now. We'll move on before we get in trouble. North Coast Mike, welcome in again. You were losing your voice Monday anyway, says Super Ty. It probably was. Captain Cocktail, tier 3, man, for 24 months. 2 years, buddy. Thank you very, very much indeed. What a ledge. Murph, you're not going to believe it. I'm trying SayIntentions for the first time. What? Really? Stu Snape, I don't believe it. Will somebody please alert the me? Wait, I'm technically media. Breaking news. Stu Snape tries SayIntentions. Reporting now as a man wearing a bikini. And then over to yeah, I'll watch South Park. Right. Great news, Stu. If you need any help with it, man, let me know. Then we had gifted subs galore from Homewrecker. Thank you very, very much indeed, buddy. Then we had gifted subs from Chunky Aviation. Thanks a million, lads. Jesus. Then it went bananas, look. Stu Snape then jumped onto the bandwagon. McManser jumped in as well. Cracker then said, he jumped on with more. Jeez, it went bananas there, didn't it? Thank you very, very much indeed, lads. Right, where's this? It looks comfortable, indeed. Twitch is actually handing out an extra gift sub per 5 gifted subs. They are. Yeah, oh, they are actually, yeah. If you get 5, they give 1, and there's 1 free. And if you give 10, there's 2 free, and so on. Get right. Someday someone will come in here and they'll say, right, here's, I don't know, whatever the highest amount is. 1 million sub. Well, no. 1 billion, right. And then the internet will break. Kieran then jumped in. Thank you very, very much indeed. What a legend. It's a 4-berth. For 2 and the dog. Ah, lovely. Helmut is here. Good evening. Viper Strike is in the house. 220 streams in a row, buddy, and you're in Alaska. Nice. Welcome in. I'll ask you later. Come on. Get on with it, Murph. Dan is here. Good to see you. A very warm night here in your second home of Liverpool. All right. Calm down. It's nice to see you, mate. What's the weather? Is it raining? Is it right? Brilliant. Can of Coke and chicken nuggets. Yeah, brilliant. Zybok Doc is here calling from Denmark. Hello from Tipperary. You're very welcome aboard. Now, do we get in there? Where's this now? That's who plays Ron, you muppet. Oh, wait, Rupert Grint. Ah, right. The actor who... Gotcha now. Right. That explains it. I just noticed that Microsoft Flight Sim is on discount. It is, Nan. It is. It's on discount on Steam. Bellbro is here. Good to see you. Mrs. TPHI has joined us upside down inappropriately. She says, well, she doesn't. She just checked in. Hello, Mrs. TPHI. You're very welcome in. Captain Ray, indeed. Red Baron is here. He says, yo, what's up? Can't wait to see someone check out the IL-18. That's the one I haven't seen much on. We're checking it out tonight. It's all terribly exciting. David Ryan, good to see you. Hello from Ireland, living in the UAE, currently in work in Malaysia. Be the JD then. It's good to see you, man. David, hope you're well. Thanks for tuning in for, The crack. It's great to see you, bud. Now, let's have a look. ETEP Studios is here. Good afternoon. Dave Cleary. Legend, Dave. Welcome back, Dave. Dave JSB is in the house. Good to see you, Dave. Northland Air is here. Happy Wednesday. Black Sheep Jean, you absolute legend. Thank you very much indeed for your super chat donations. Thank you very, very much indeed. What a legend. Just a penny for your thoughts, he says. Legend, right. Now, let's have a look. Thrust Set Simulations is here. Good to see you. Mad Creative, checking in from Burbank, California. Welcome aboard. Kieran Nile is here. Welcome aboard. Sour Doughman, $10 super chat. Thank you very, very much indeed. Jesus, lads, it's Christmas. Thank you very, very much indeed. Now, let me see. Is it D. Carlson? Watching while flying in the Innie A340. Ooh, great machine, great machine. Mud Dog is here, good to see you. It's a got friends day for me. Today we all got friends. It's great, isn't it great? Great bunch of lads. Legion Johnny is here, good evening. Kubi Montana, you're very welcome aboard. Jesus. Ravenous Wolf, good evening. July is here. Good to see you, lads. And, well, a very happy Wednesday. What about right-handed but left eye dominant? Or dominant? You're stuck in the middle. Ari, you're all right, I'd say. Yeah, you know, it's like the cross-eyed teacher. She'd one eye looking right at you and the other eye looking for you. Did you ever get, you're told that when you're younger, never cross your eye. Hello, was I very loud? The missus just walked, but you did. I saw her. She's there. I see people. It's a skill, right? Heisenberg, thank you very much indeed. Jesus, 5 gifted tier 1 subs. You're very kind, buddy. Thank you very much. Lads, you've got a tier 1 sub, but thanks to Heisenberg. Well, do be sure to say thank you. What a legend. Was I very loud? She gave you the look. She did give me the look. She actually did. You know that sort of look like this as you walk past? I'll show you here now, look. Yeah, we'll try this side now. You ready? Now she's looking straight at me. Hello, dear. Did you enjoy England? Yeah. Was it fun? Come into the parlour and talk to us for a second. Mr. Toto was asking, how did you get on? Yeah, it was brilliant. You have to speak up very loud now. It was brilliant. Can you hear her now, lads? I'm not actually talking to myself. There's a microphone over there. It was a nice. Oh, wait, hang on. Jump onto that microphone over there. See it's a test just to see if it works. Just jump in for a second. Just get into the chair. Get into the chair quick. We need to see that this works. Hang on. If this works now, lads, I'm a genius. Jason, you're hitting the camera. Pull over the microphone there now. Now, say hello.
Hi.
Say it again.
Hello.
Jeez. Can you hear it, lads? We need to hang on. This is live action.
Don't put camera on.
Just no, I won't do that like that at all. Look at you there fixing your hair. Brilliant. Could you just hear her? 8 out of 10. 8. Oh, perfect. Oh, grand.
Oh, so, I probably sound nicer on microphone than you do, I'd say.
To be honest.
See, I don't have to be loud either. That's the other side of things. You have to be loud because you know. I didn't. A horrible voice.
Mother of Jay, I didn't get to properly tune that microphone.
Did you not?
That microphone is how this one used to sound like.
Oh, really?
And the lad said there was too much treble in it. But you make it sound quite lovely.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike my deep. And you've no headphones. There's headphones over there as well.
You're okay.
It's all kitted out now, Mrs. Two-Tone, huh? We're not in Kansas now.
Want to be.
So tell us your trip over in England. Mrs. Toto was asking.
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. And yeah, Rupert Grint is now playing Ron Weasley, and I think it's February. I don't think it's January. I think he starts on Broadway.
Speak into the microphone. Grab a hold of it there. Look, it's on an arm. The arm is very expensive. It needs to be used. I need to justify these expenses. I need this. What do you need that for?
What did you buy today?
Now, very technical. Very.
But what did you buy? You bought something.
It's a USB PCI card that has the speed of something very fast. It's a 20 gig.
It's a techie thing. Yeah.
Very, very technologically advanced. It's something that you'd find in a Borg cube. Resistance is futile. Fighting completely irrelevant.
Have you finished your Lego?
No, I haven't. The Starship Enterprise is still in the ship builders of the Murph Manor.
And who has built most of said starship?
Well, I mean, I did the foundation. I laid the keel.
Oh, would you go away? I had to take it apart and redo it.
I felt like I was Geordie LaForge, and I was trying to make enhancements to the Enterprise.
As soon as I put the dish on top of the bottom part, it fell apart. The bottom part just went like that.
But listen.
No, because you actually didn't put it on properly.
I did put it on
You
properly.
didn't. The bottom part was not built properly.
Listen.
Listen. You're the one that wanted me to buy that for you, and I did buy it. Just like I bought you the Concorde up there. And
I'm getting down there with me.
I built that as well. So I feel like I'm going to end up building this bloody starship.
Listen.
And I'll have to buy you a shelf because you're going to need to put it up somewhere.
The gravitational forces in space are different. Therefore, you don't need it to be as strong because there isn't as much.
Is there a way to mute you?
No, well, there is, technically. There's many ways to mute me, but don't do any of them. I'll end up with a terrible pain.
I'm going to have a coffee.
You go have a coffee. And listen, thanks for stopping. Oh, you never told us about England. What was it like?
Yeah, it was brilliant. I told you. The weather was lovely over there.
You're going a bit mad there.
The weather was nice. Unlike here, of course. Yeah. And now you're thinking of going to New York in February to watch Rupert Grint?
Yeah.
I got that right. Ron Weasley.
Yeah,
I know
big birthday in January, so...
And of course, Harry Potter has 8 books. No, 7 books to 2 parts, but they made 8 movies.
You haven't a clue what you're doing.
Did you do some research,
No,
Murph?
I've known all this.
Or did someone help you? Someone helped you, didn't they?
Run away! Run away!
Jesus.
Right. Bye now, thank you. I pressed the wrong button. Right. Well, that was a successful bench test. That technology works, and I'm probably going to be murdered in my sleep. But anyway, right, the main thing is you could hear it. That's the right. Was it all grand?
Yeah, baby, yeah.
We'll take that then. That was grand. Jane, you absolute mad lads. Caring to be Jesus out of me. Thank you very much indeed. Right. Michaela is here. Good evening. Hope all is well. You need the Duplo with those hands. For God's sake. Murph, you're a big dude. Yeah, right. I'll bring in the Enterprise someday just to show you. You know, don't think she's waiting until you're asleep. It'd be grand in a box, man. Don't worry about it. New York in February sounds cold. They went over last January in the snowstorms, as you do, and it was hilarious fun. Will this be a feature every week, Mrs. Two-Tone? Don't be encouraging her. You mad? Jesus, there's more of it. Mr. Anderson, thank you very much. Jesus. Damo Quinn, thank you for the follow. Might need glue, won't fall apart. That'd be Starfleet glue. You'd have to go to your local hardware store. Hello, I need to find some Starfleet glue. Yeah, right. They'll slap you once. Family meeting on the stream every week. Right. You'd like this to be a weekly thing, would you? Yeah, great bunch of lads. Yeah, sure. It could be like an interview. I do have a camera over there, but yeah, I don't know. I need to tidy up that microphone though. It needs to sound all like this. Now, we don't want the missus sounding all like this. That'd be terrible. Could you imagine? Jeez. Imagine hearing that in the morning. Good morning, dear. Right. So we can't have that. Wait. You're good at catching her. Wait. You could get her a matching shirt. Brilliant. Gorilla Glue. That's exactly what Geordie LaForge would use. Yes. You get more views as visualize. What did Murph buy this week? Yeah, well, anyway, it won't be here till tomorrow. It's a USB. Listen. I mean, that's not important. I'll tell you about the hardship. You know, by taking out the streaming PC and taking things out and putting things in and plugging new things into it and expecting everything to work because that's what you need to do. But anyway, let's, shall we get into it? Yeah, I think we shall. Right, come on over here now, look, into the parlour. Now, let me see. When I seen you first, Mr. Two-Tone was on camera. Says Goose. That's why you're still here, Goose. Because if you saw me first, you'd be like, nah. Brilliant. Right, anyway, let's get into this one, lads. You're very all welcome in, and thank you for putting up with the Muppetry that is I, and delaying the process, right? But hope you're all keeping well. We have a busy one tonight, so we're going to get through it. We're going to catch up with all the news. I want to show you some of the new features from SayIntentions. We're going to check out this machine, a brand new release from Nemeth Design. It's available in the marketplace, and it is that of the Ilyushin, the IL-18. Turboprop aircraft, big, heavy, chunky machine, right? And you kind of get the vibes of the kind of the scale of it. It's very kind of DC-6 kind of neck of the woods. Or is it? We're going to find out. We also have a beautiful aircraft from Emerald Scenery Design, the Pietenpol. There we go, the Air Camper. Beautiful little machine. And we're also going to be checking out this airport in detail from Iron Sim. And we have the AVX Sorter, which is a bit of software I want to have an out gawk at as well. Because it's been kind of busy. It's been kind of busy with releases. And especially when we look at like all these various tools and utilities Isn't it? Like, is it, huh? There's another one? Right. So we're going to have a look at it, right? We're going to have a look at it. Looks like the prop is going to hit the modeling, it looks all right. Just in case you were looking at it and you're thinking, no, modeling is actually all right, But we'll get through it all here now in a moment. So I'm going to mute the sim and we're going to bring up the news, right? And I have a button here and we'll drag these over on the screen. So our news, massive shout out to Vasco over at msfsaddons.com. This is our number one spot for the news, and then it is backed up. Then we ramble over to FS Elite. Shout out to Callum and all the lads who are doing great work there, keeping us all informed. So we're going to start off tonight. News from Anybills, because, well, they've been very busy, right? They have confirmed that there's going to be a free A350 version 2, and they've also called time on their 2020 version, which is, when you think about it, we did a poll the other day. Well, we asked the question, is there many people still using 2020? And it's not the case that there's no one using it, but the numbers now have dropped considerably. So developers, it's going to be more difficult for them to focus on resource time on that platform. We shall see. But anyway, systems and performance patch is on the way, and then a wider core rebuild that borrows technology from the upcoming A380. It's free, but 2024 becomes the only platform going forward, which I think it makes a lot of sense. The same development post that gave us a long look at the A380, which we have, carried a second story that the A350 owners will want to read carefully. Anybills has laid out what comes next for its Airbus A350, and they plan to run on 2 tracks. A near-term systems and performance update for the aircraft, and confirmation that a much larger rebuild called the A350 version 2. It's pretty awesome. So the near-term update, it's a performance patch. They're going to be rambling things out, working on stability and just overall usability of the aircraft. And there's a couple of fixes gone into it as well, mainly around kind of steadier behavior between its nav systems, transitions, all that sort of stuff, direct to, and so on. Detail as well that they're saying the update also carries applicable improvements first developed for the A380. So some of the Super Jumbo's engineering already flows back into the A350. So there's going to be some nice visual things thrown in here as well, right? Light Bison is here. Lorcan, welcome in. Aviator Kevin, good to see you. Welcome in, lads. Great to see you. The A350 version 2, this is the one that should really pique interest because they're keen to set expectations about scale. The developers say it's not a bug fix collection or a visual touch-up, but it's a wider core upgrade that reaches across cockpit geometry, interior, exterior artwork, aircraft variants, the heads-up display, the EFB, the OIS, failures, and ECAM functionality. A few specifics stand out. The cockpit geometry is being rebuilt from newly collected reference data, which the team say give its artists stronger material for revisiting the proportions and positioning of the flight deck elements. On the outside, Anybills is separating the A350-9-1000 more clearly, with each variant's wing geometry revisited, so the two aircraft stop sharing a more general shape. That's pretty cool. The heads-up display is getting a rework too. The new logic and symbology across the phases of flight and both the EFB and onboard information system are also going to be revisited for tighter integration with the rest of the aircraft. Pretty awesome, right? Ewald, thank you very much indeed for 46 months. Cheers, bud. Gav is here. Welcome in, Gav. The most consequential change sits in the systems. Anybills is building a new failure system paired with updated systems logic and also a reworked ECAM display, which the developer says will represent abnormal situations in a more detailed and structured way. The studio is clear that this is shown so far as only part of the work, and the deeper look at the cockpit exterior and systems will follow. Then they go on to say about their 2020 development. The decision is pretty much saying it's going to be the version 2 for the A350. It's going to be exclusively for flights in 2024, and it's not going to come to the 2020 version. When version 2 releases, Anybills say active development and updates for the 2020 A350 will conclude, and the existing 2020 aircraft stays available and keeps working in its current form, but it stops moving forward from that point, which isn't and shouldn't be an alarming thing. I mean, put it this way: how many more, core sim updates is 2020 likely to get? It's already in a very stable, matured state. Now, Anybills, they're a first-party developer, so I think if there was to be anything drastic, they might have to go back and look at that decision, especially if an update is liable to break the aircraft. But the frequency of updates for 2020 have slowed down so much. I don't think there'd be a huge thing, We've no dates either. Anybills say the systems and performance update and V2 are progressing in parallel, which is interesting. The short version is encouraging a maintenance update soon and a free next generation rebuild on the way. Current owners get the free update. That's what they say. All right. If you fly it on 2020, there is going to be an update coming to that soon, and then that's pretty much going to wrap up development on that side. Maybe there'll be the odd bug fix if it's needed, but as I said, because the updates for 2020 have slowed down, it's less likely to break things. That's where we're at. So great news there. Now, staying with Anybills, the progress update regarding their upcoming A380. Now, Anybills have been flat out busy. I mean, we've seen airports, we've heard them announce airports, and of course, we know that they're working on the A380. We had Ubaid on a couple of weeks ago where he had said, the A220 was due to release first and then the A380 would follow. I reckon this is fairly close or getting closer. The airplane will introduce some new technology learned from past projects, and you can even select the batch you want to fly. So one of the most releases in the near future, an A380 from Anybills, is becoming quite an impressive project, having learned quite a bit with the likes of the A340 and the A350. But the company seem focused on releasing what seems to be their most complex simulation to date. Not to mention the fact that they learned a lot of systems and development skills from the likes of the L1011 as well, right? So they've all, the overall team have been able to do some pretty impressive stuff. The most recent update, Anybills listed a considerable rundown of completely new features, some unique to the largest Airbus, but also a few that we're familiar with previous work. Plus, in many other top add-ons for Microsoft Flight Sim, the new A380 will feature a persistent system, allowing the continuity of system conditions and fluid quantities, with an announced full water and waste simulation to be saved between flights. The aircraft will also benefit from the recently released technology for multi-jetways in select airports. As for the aircraft systems, the team explained how the electronic flight bag and onboard information system are being developed with new tools in mind, like the standard integrated takeoff performance calculator, including intersection departures, chart integration, notifications, and a fully integrated FSLTL GSX Pro menu. The aircraft will also include brake to vacate feature and the vertical situation display on your ND. Now, we've seen all this done on the 350, as these aircraft share a lot of the same logic, but the A380, the team added some new things, like the ability to switch between data link, avionics, and flight operation function, swappable display units, and support for the new weather radar tilting capability that Asobo introduced recently into the sim. Another new feature is for the fully native runway awareness and advisory system on runway 1. Right? Which is pretty cool. That's going to be built into the aircraft. Alongside all the visible work, they've also been working extensively under the hood. The aircraft flight model and the dynamics are all taking into account some of the unique quirks and design choices of the aircraft, like the very distinct landing gear system that will use the latest Microsoft Flight Sim suspension model. Very cool stuff coming here. Another important feature is the plane is, of course, the giant wings, and the team shared a nice video to demonstrate the newly designed wing flex, turbulence, and maneuver loads. Video here, we can have a quick look, and you'll see how the wing reacts to the various forces. Do you know what I mean? Cyrus T is here. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. I'm very excited to see this. Like, the A380, it's an aircraft that it didn't really kind of, I need to go fly that. And then Gibbo put me under pressure. He said, will you just fly it? And I flew it. And I was like, it's actually really good. And that was the fly-by-wire one. I didn't go with the Latin VF4 one. Again, it's just the aircraft doesn't call to me. This is going to be interesting because I just know Anybills pour their heart and souls into this. In terms of, what features can we bring into this? So I'm looking forward to giving this a blast to see. Because the fact that we already have an A380 available to us on the PC, this needs to pack a punch to show, well, okay, here's a community freeware project versus here's, a top studio project. Let's see where they're going to land. It's going to be interesting to do that comparison. But yeah, looking forward to it. Like, it's my favorite airliner thus far Although the A300, I got to say, we've had 2 flights with that in the last couple of days. That's a superb aircraft. I'm really enjoying flying that. But I've always really enjoyed their A340. The A350, I haven't spent much time in at all. Need to jump back into that as well. So yeah, looking forward to all of this. So great stuff from Minibuilds here, and you know, just tons of more stuff and features for the A380. It needs to pack a punch, and they know that. They know it needs to pack a punch. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. The Synaptech Simulations A220, just in case you were wondering, right now it's only available on the official marketplace. However, the question is this going to come to the INI manager? And the answer is yes. It'll be on sale on the INI website, as well as the INI manager from August 28th, which is this Friday, right? And there is a way that you can transfer the purchase into the INI manager, right? They were able to get them to go in. What happened, the aircraft license could be transferred, and you could then delete the marketplace copies. So it's not confirmed yet, but reasonable to think that the same transfer will be possible with the Synaptech A220. Now, I use the A220, and I use the Inibuilds manager, the INI manager, and there's advantages to keeping the aircraft local rather than having it streamed, right? But I think everyone's mileage might vary there, you know. Some people prefer to have their aircraft streamed because they don't have the space and they've decent internet. Some people rather have the files closer to home. So we'll see. I've yet to weigh up. You have more control over an add-on if it's local. I know that. But in terms of streaming it, I mean, you don't really need to get in and edit anything with these. You know what I mean? So yeah, interesting stuff there for sure. Crisp, admittedly, it's Inibuilds. I'm very, very skeptical of buying another aircraft with systems as deep as the A350. Yeah, that's a fair point, Crisp. I think the biggest challenge with the A350 was purely just the aircraft systems. It was all custom based. It was all WASM and custom based, and a lot of people had WASM issues. The good news is, though, I mean, the last 3 sim updates have focused primarily on WASM issues. So my hope is a lot of that is sorted. You know what I mean? But I can't say for certainty, you know. The A350-80 appeals only to long-haul flight simmers. This accounts for only about 2% of streamers and only a fraction of the overall simmers. It's a great idea, but how many people are using it fully? Asks EJ. It's a great question. Like, I think a lot of folks enjoy long-haul flying. I think the reality behind it is a lot of now, not all, but I think the reality, a lot of folks would key up a long-haul flight and, you know, chill out in their room or in their living room, watch a movie, get a shout at top of the scent, and then continue on. You know, I think if your style, you just want to be flying, be active flying, your route is going to be kind of 2 to 4 hours. Anything beyond that. But when you have aircraft such as these long haul machines, they actually kind of lean you into, well, I'm going to try this long haul and see what happens. And you see it every night. I mean, you know, you see it on VATSIM, you see it on SayIntentions, you see it on FSHub, you'll see aircraft flying at nighttime. You know, they're asleep, but they're flying at nighttime. So there's a lot of that goes on, you know. There's plenty of short haul flights of these as well. There is. Like, my own personal preference, I love the big, massive airliners, but I'm not a fan of the long haul. But that's why I much prefer the cargo variant, because cargo will do short haul. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like we're at the stage now, I think, that, you know, all of these highly complex airliners, there is a lot of fun to them. Where before it was like, no, it's a big gig. You're sitting there twiddling your thumbs for, you know, 6 hours. There's a lot more to them now. And with the other add-ons, you can add into the mix, the likes of your SayIntentions with ATC. Like it just adds other kind of dimensions to it, which is class, you know. And of course, you have time compression. If you want to use SimRate to accelerate the time, a lot of people do that as well, you know. A lot of people do that as well. So, yeah, looking forward there for sure. So the A220, lads, if you're wondering, it'll be available on the Inibuilds site and manager on Friday. Now, FlySimware, they're planning the future around vintage twins, nice, native 2024 versions, and also a step back from jets. The Sierra and Cessna are the Sierra C-24 and the Cessna 414 are getting native 2024 versions. The Piper Chieftain is heading towards beta, and a community vote will decide the studio's next analog twin. Now, with Piper Chieftain, savage airplane. All right, there's actually a decent one over an X-plane I want to check out soon. But Flight Simware, I've been really impressed with what these guys have been able to build aircraft-wise. Their latest release, of course, is being the Lancer Legacy, which is beautiful. And it's a lot of customization options with that aircraft. The Sierra is absolutely gorgeous, and I still think their 414 Chancellor is just a staple of this machine just works. It's a nice aircraft to fly. And of course, they have the Learjet 35. Not everyone's cup of tea, but it's a really nice airplane to fly. It's interesting now to say, well, look, they're now really focusing on 2024 development, which is kind of just echoing what we're saying here. And of course, they're working on the new Piper Twin. However, close to the release is a major update to the Sierra, which is going to be good news on 2020. We'll probably see something for the 414 as well. And of course, we'll see something on the Learjet. The native version is getting a major update on its own. Now, what's interesting about the Learjet, they released it and then they came out with a version 2 and they charged for it again. But, you know, to defend Fly Simware, it was a very different aircraft built from the ground up. But I think a lot of people were like, for crying out loud, you know, how long is this aircraft being released? And then we need to go grab an update. So there was a little bit of that going on. However, the Legacy itself is in a final polish phase. Fly Simware are not finished with the aircraft. They've set aside roughly 30 days to complete the remaining features to work through the bugs. But yeah, the Legacy is very, very nice. And then what we have here was a video. You're not going to expect this. This is something new. And but what we have here, if we skip ahead, they've now developed their own little pushbag tug track that can operate with the likes of the Legacy. We've seen something similar already for the Falcon. But yeah, this is just a way that you can control. The only issue I have with something like this, every aircraft is going to have its own one. And that means you're going to have an ass load of these plugins, or, you know, they're taking up a panel slot in your top bar. There needs to be a universal one. That's what I think. But it's pretty cool, and see what the functionality is. And even on this one, you can see they can turn on and off the lights. They can move it any old direction they want at all. So it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. The tug is awesome. We're going to find a go-kart track to race them on, right? They'll move it around 4 miles an hour. But yeah, there'll be a good old race, though. There'll be a good old race. So yeah, so the native conversions, the Sierra and also the Chancellor, are going to get a fully native 2024 version. The 414 is the bigger deal of the two, one of the most popular products, of course. And a 2024 Chancellor has also been standing request for a while. They reckon about a month-ish, and they're going to step back from jets. They want to be doing twins. So the initial contenders named were a 441 Conquest, a 402, and also a Mitsubishi MU-2B, with room for another one or two. Other suggestions poured in, like a Beech 18, a King Air 90, a Fairchild Metroliner, which I'd love to see in Microsoft Flight Sim, and a proper DC-3. A proper DC-3, no less. Two constraints shaped the outcome. The developer was frank about that. The vote is for a twin-engine GA aircraft, not jets, and real aircraft access weighs heavily on the final call, because Fly Simware already have access to a real 441 and doesn't have access to an MU2, for example. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. A Dornier 328 would also be cool. It would, Super Tie, it absolutely would. Just Roy, thank you very much indeed. Good evening, and thank you for 29 months, buddy. Legend. Devis for 24 is all well and good, but they'll probably announce a new 2028 halfway through next year. I would be shocked, if there's going to be a 28. I'd be so shocked and surprised. A 30, I wouldn't be as shocked or surprised, but a 28, I would be shocked, very much so. Think about it, lads. We're at the tail end of 26 now. You know what I mean? I would be shocked, but you know, I could be shocked as many times as you like. You know. Where is this now? And I just got an email from Raoul as well. He's working on all sorts of stuff, so it's just class when you see devs updating their stuff, because I mean I've had a lot of fun in the Fly Simware aircraft, and of course with FS Reborns. I mean, we've flown FS Reborn's fleet over the last couple of weeks, and there's still more and more updates coming, which is absolutely savage to see. So I think Raoul is back from holidays. So anyway, moving on. Great news there. Emerald Scenery Design, their Pietenpol Air Camper, brings hand-on prop starts and a breakable prop to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. We had a quick look at this on the news last week, so we're going to be trying this out now in a little while. It's a very interesting aircraft, a wood and fabric aeroplane from the 1930s. And of course, you know, you can build it as a kit, right? You're not going to win any speed challenges with this one or endurance races. And if you look at the landing gear, you're very much thinking, is that like a bicycle, right? 1930s, of course. This thing has like character, and we like character in aircraft because they make them stand out from just another aircraft, right? So we're going to be checking this one out in a little while. The collaboration of this aircraft, of course, we've seen the Minimax that was released, the 1500 Sport. We had to play around with that. That was a lot of fun. And this is the next installment from Emerald Scenery. And when we know the lads are working with all the group between Emerald Scenery, you've got friends, you've got all these lads are all of the same ilk. They're all of the same ilk. It's very community focused, and they're heavily pressed on. Listen, we're going to have a good experience here. It's you know, it's not just the add-on. It's not just an aircraft. Here's an experience, right? So it'll be interesting. You need a third throttle, though. More of a fan for the DO24. Ooh. I think I bit off more than I could chew with the Stream Deck XL. The box alone is massive. Sim Captain Mikey, good to see you. Mr. Anderson says, I'd buy the Mini Tug release as its own module compatible with all aircraft. There is a free add-on called Rowing and Mooring. It doesn't show anything, but works kind of like a sort of tug. Yeah. Would you be more shocked when they announced 2024? No. I wasn't shocked. I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked. Little Black Rain Cloud, flying in this aircraft the very second. You can't go wrong with a free trial, but stand warned, you might just fall in love with this thing. Yeah, and that's another thing. When you see developers who offer like a free trial, that just shows you the confidence they have. I think they're really confident. Yeah, you like this? You're going to like this. You know what I mean? Pete and Paul. Thank you, Steiny. Pietenpol. Right. Anyway, we're going to be checking out this aircraft shortly. It's a beautiful little machine. Beautiful. It's like you nearly want to build it yourself, you know. If anyone missed, of course, Flying Fries, the brand new update, version 2.0 for the Gabrielle, it is available, and the aircraft is available on the marketplace and indeed Flying Fries website. For anyone who missed it, if you own already the Gabrielle, update is free to version 2, where it's a rework of the original aircraft, new sound sets, new geometry, new flight dynamics, but also a 420 horsepower variant has been added to it. So a second aircraft, you actually get a free aircraft with this, which is a 420 horsepower Machine. We had a lot of fun flying this the other day. This is an aircraft, if you don't have it, basically what it is it's a built training aircraft. It might look extremely fast. Well, granted, the 420 version is, but the real world one from Black Shape, that's the company who build these in the real world. It's a tandem seat trainer, and you're going to see lots and lots and lots of these over the coming years. And they're just a beautiful aircraft. They're powered by a Lycoming IO320, and also Rotax is getting certified for them down the line as well. Beautiful aircraft. But anyway, it's a free update to version 2, which includes the 420 horsepower variant, which basically, you know, you can belt on this thing at around 200 knots, and it makes it more agile and just really, really capable. It's a beautiful airplane to fly. Flying Fries did an amazing job here. So if you're looking for a really nice general aviation machine, and there's consequences, he broke his props, right? This is excellent. I had a lot of fun flying this airplane. I think it's really, really good. So, yeah. Let me see here now. Pyro Blaster says, I think 2020 was a real waste of time and resource by Asobo as they announced 2024 so soon after. I mean, my understanding is, right, it wasn't a waste of time. They built 2020. It became globally the most successful flight simulator in the history of flight simulation, right? So they didn't do anything wrong. And I think what happened then was they reached the limit of the technology. And that's what York said. Like they could, like the installs were getting ridiculous. The time in which to get the data was becoming ridiculous. And how quickly, you know, technology shifted in terms of access to data and otherwise changed so much in, you know, in that timeline. Don't forget, they started developing that sim back in 2016. So the engine, even when it got released, was 4 years old, right? Where 2024 came into it, I think work started on that around 2021 because they realized that we need, like, it takes years to build a sim, as you could have imagined. So I think that's what the issue was, you know. As I say, like, for us to get another iteration of Microsoft Flight Sim, I'd be shocked if it was 2028 because I just don't think there's going to be time to sort out the issues of 24. You know what I mean? But who knows? I don't know Microsoft. I mean, they'll do their thing. You know, if there was to be another iteration, you know, if I was a betting man, I'd be saying 2030. You know, you could say 2032. That'd be the 50th anniversary of the franchise, for instance. You know what I mean? But anyway, so that's it from Flying Fries and, of course, the Gabrielle. Make sure you grab the update. If you don't already own it, you can pick it up from the marketplace or indeed from the Flying Fries website. Now, news off the shelf 3 hours ago, Flight Effects have put out an announcement. And basically what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen, they are... we have news here called Man Vasco. A version 2 overhaul is on the way. It's not often a business jet update needs 4 Discord posts just to fit the changelog, but that's where Flight Effects' Citation X has found itself today. This take on the aircraft that carries the reputation of the fastest business jets in the world has sat near the top of community recommendations since it first touched down. It's out already, Malky. Right, there you go. It's now available. Jesus. Version 2.1.4 has just arrived on the marketplace. What is going on? The Citation X... We've flown the Bijani out of this great machine. What have they changed? The big news for serious pilots is what has happened under the glass. They've overhauled the P2000 lateral nav computer, the custom Honeywell Primus 2000 suite that sits at the heart of the aircraft. And the developers said the rework resolved missequencing, instrument desynchronization, and also the intermittent direct-to logic problems and improves the overall FMS accuracy. Around that sit a run of long requested additions. The FMC now supports full missed approaches with published procedures loaded alongside the approach and armed via missed approach or TOGA. Advisory VNAV predictions have also been added for waypoints without published constraints, and those predictions now line up with the vertical situation display. Flight Effects have also rebuilt the flight performance prediction on real Citation X performance data, so fuel remaining and ETA are now calculated for every waypoint while accounting for wind, temperature, aircraft weight, and your ISA deviation. There's a new performance plan page that's tied in to that predictor with SimBrief winds, imports, V-speeds, and takeoff landing performance. The auto throttle has also been reworked, with Flight Effects describing the new behavior as more predictable and less reactive, with better coordination during flight level change and improved speed protection in the initial climb. Jesus. What else? The inertial immersion system. The most visible new feature is the inertial immersion system. It's a custom body and seat inertia model that Flight Effects say simulates rattles, vibrations, turbulence, wind shear, touchdown, stall buffet, ground roll, dirty air, and high G maneuvers. It is configurable from the EFB, and it feeds into a couple of other systems, including a new wing flex simulation built on spring physics that's tuned for the Citation's short, stiff wings. On the engine side, reverse thrust logic has been reworked, and the FADEC now accepts throttle inputs between cruise, climb, and takeoff dedents rather than snapping between them. That's a big thing. They've rebuilt the EFB and deeper career support. The tablet has had a full pass as well. They've redesigned the home screen with a live weather panel and turbulence readout when the inertial immersion system is active. And they've added a dedicated SimBrief app that imports flight plans, winds, cruise altitudes, and weights, with weight and balance data exportable straight onto the load manager. The moving map now offers OpenStreetMap and satellite modes, native LIDO charts, and synchronization between your FMC and SimBrief. Career mode also gets its own attention, modular aircraft setup compatibility with the VIP transport specialization, native walk-around support that includes interactive covers, chocks, a GPU, and doors. Alongside the changelog, FlightFX address what happens next for 2020 owners, and the answer is a turning point. The developer says the difference between the two sim versions have grown to the point where keeping the aircraft at feature parity is increasingly difficult. No new news there, lads. Many of the new systems are specific to 2024. The plan from here is a final backport. FlightFX say it'll go back through this update and bring across every fix and improvement that can be reasonably moved back onto 2020, and that backport will be the last planned feature update for the older edition of the sim. After it arrives, 2020 moves to maintenance-only status with critical bug fixes still on the table, while all new development continues exclusively on 2024. This aircraft update is available right now. Ooh! We need to check it out. Tons of features. And it's also important to note, this is a free update. This is a free update, lads. Hats off to FlightFX. This is great. That inertial system, I mean, got friends, brought in their own science behind this, and it looks like they've inspired other devs to do something similar. Make the plane feel alive. Like, that's what it's all about. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. It's available right now if you want to grab it. But great news from FlightFX. Very exciting news from FlightFX. And yeah, great stuff there. Well, there is a video. I'll get in trouble for music, but let's have a look. We'll have a look at this. I can't play their music, lads. I'll get in trouble, but let's have a look. I'll play you something else. See if this works.
Hello there.
I got to say, it looks very impressive for a free update, doesn't it? And it's important to note the engines on that aircraft in the real world are massive. In actual fact, they were derated. In the real world engines are actually derated, so the aircraft will not exceed Mach. It can hit Mach 1. Those engines are capable of supersonic speeds. The airframe isn't, you know. So it'll be interesting to see how this all works out. Raoul, FS Reborn, good to see you, Raoul. You're very welcome back. 43 months, man. You're very welcome in. We're just saying there, like, it's, you know, when you see features being developed, you know, new capabilities, new features, and all this kind of stuff from developers. When you see them, you can definitely see there's inspiration there when it comes to other developers. Just saying, you know, we like what they did here. Let's see, can we do one of those, right? And there is a huge thing there. Like we've seen it already. You know, with A2A, I think they kind of led the party on their side when it came to like that rework with the EFB. And when you look at, we say, Black Square, they're very similar between it. Now Nick took it his own direction. There's a lot of systems depth in there. FS Reborn, of course, did it with their tablet, having that kind of living experience and the pilot experience. You got your passengers, you got your FBO. And then he absolutely blew it out of the ballpark with, you can inject your own scenery in there with the Phenom. which is absolutely incredible. I think when the Citation first came out, it was enough of an aircraft to jump in and go flying very fast. But this update, as I said, it there's a lot gone into this. So it's good to see, and they are working on other aircraft as well. So yeah, that's going to be that's available right now, right? But yeah, as I said, the engines in the real world on this were actually derated. Derated, right? So they couldn't produce all that power. But it's important that Raoul is here because he did send me a Discord. He said, Murph, here's things to play. And what he means by play is, look for problems, and you can't really find problems on FS Reborn stuff. But it's great news. We flew the Sting on Monday night, Raoul. Beautiful. Jesus, beautiful. And of course, massive congratulations. We know that some of the fleet is now available on the PlayStation. PlayStation pilots rejoice, which is great news. But yeah, the business jets definitely getting some love and attention now, which is needed because I think they're very popular. I think folks are just loving flying the business jets. I mean, if you start off in general aviation, then you look at the airliners, the tube liners. These guys are right in the middle. You have the best of both worlds. You can fly into those smaller airports, but you can move fast. You can move very fast. So very, very exciting stuff. Now, an aircraft we're checking out tonight, it's from Nemeth Designs, and it's the Ilyushin IL-18. It's available. It's in the marketplace. I bought it this morning, and we're going to be checking it out. This aircraft was developed during the Cold War era. It came out of the Soviet Union. They started developing this in the 1950s. One actually remains in active passenger service. There's a few cargo variants as well. Now, the aircraft, Ilyushin. What am I saying? Ilyushin. Is there another way to pronounce that? Ilyushin. Yeah, right. I heard illusion as well. Ilyushin. Anyway, shag off, Liz. It's me. Did you expect me to pronounce it right? Really? Me? But anyway, the aircraft comes with two variants. And on paper, this thing actually looks very, very impressive, right? Ilyushin. Ilyushin. Rubbish. Right? The illusion. Yeah, right? What was that word? The only problem with, what was it? The only problem with the French, they don't have a word for entrepreneur. Yeah. Well, Bushisms, right? You still pronounce film as film. Yeah, it's a film. Film. Right. Anyway, this aircraft does boast a lot of cool features, a lot of kind of systems depth and all the jazz. But the good news is, as I said, I picked it up. If you're on the fence, should you buy it? Should you not buy it? We're going to go through it tonight, and hopefully the information you get from tonight will be enough to help you make an informed decision. When it comes to add-ons, there's nothing in it for me. I don't buy them. I don't sell them. Wait, I do buy them. I don't sell them. It's up to you if you want to buy them or not. I try to make sure I'm doing the best job to showcase what they are all about. If I see cool things, I get terribly excited. But that's just me. You know me. You know what I mean? So we're going to check out the Ilyushin IL-18 now in a minute, right? The Tailorcraft, by the way, got friends. We know this is releasing very, very soon. We got the chance to fly this about a week or two ago, and we blew the side panel off because we found one of those mad devils. Lot of excitement for this aircraft and for general aviation, bush flying, all that. This is the machine you want to keep your eyes on. The release date, I think, what are we saying? September 1st. Made available exclusively through the InSim marketplace. So the Creeper, right? This is a gorgeous, gorgeous machine. I think we had Jonks in the chat with us the other day when we were looking at it, and just some of the features of it. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Really back to the roots of what Got Friends were all about. Just giving you that experience of this aircraft. You can just create your own adventure with it. Off you go, right? It's cool. And they have a lot of new features baked into the aircraft as well. We mentioned kind of this physics system really makes the aircraft come alive. It's highly customizable. You can move different avionics gauges around wherever you want them. You can turn them on, turn them off. And yeah, it's a very interesting little machine. And this is going to be very popular, I would suggest, or I would think. So release date is scheduled for the 1st of September. So keep your eyes out, lads. Moving on to scenery, Flight Tampa, they've teased Saint Martin for Microsoft Flight Simulator, that of Princess Juliana, in which we're flying there this Thursday. The developer recently updated on Facebook a cover image with a new screenshot showing what appears to be the Ocean Point Resort located alongside Maho Bay and just meters from the airport. No accompanying details were shared, but the location has naturally led to speculation that a new St. Martin scenery is in development. Princess Juliana is, of course, best known for the spectacular runway 10 approach over Maho Beach, making one of the most recognizable airports in the world. It would be a familiar destination for Flight Tampa. They previously released this on older simulators and even previewed a new version shortly after 2020's launch. For now, however, Flight Tampa haven't officially confirmed it is this airport, nor which version of the sim it's coming to. But interesting stuff. They were working on Athens. They're getting updates there. We're all looking forward to updates from Flight Tampa. They have made some beautiful sceneries over the years, so it'll be interesting to see what they're working on next. If it is going to be that of Princess Juliana, that's going to be cool. Now, I think the biggest scenery news in the last week, Inibill's announcing that they are making Paris Charles de Gaulle, and they're taking one of the Sim's most requested airports. And it's not only that, we're making it, it looks as if they already have a lot of the work done on this based on the pictures. The announcement came as part of the same Inibill scenery update that saw Malta go live, which also got an update last week, and also a preview of the rework of Dubai getting massive work. So Inibills wants reference from people who know the airport. They're looking for that little bit of on-site insight knowledge and help contribute to the accuracy of this project. It is a mammoth task, Charles de Gaulle being absolutely, massive and also notoriously difficult to reference because it's constantly changing. They're forever kind of tweaking it. You know what I mean? Flying Winnebago is here. Good to see you. Energizer, welcome in. Your favorite place in Microsoft Flight Sim. You need to buy this. Raoul, right? St. Martin. We're all going. Actually, we need to do it. I know we're doing a flight there on Thursday. We need to fly the Phenom in there. You too can have your own FBO at St. Martin. That's what you can do in the sim now. The interesting news was we knew that there is other developers working, or at least we're working on this airport with AZR Sim or Azure Sim pulling up the handbrake and saying, yep. But we do know the Pilot Experience Sim is working on this. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens. Great excitement here for Paris Charles de Gaulle. It's how such a massive important airport has always escaped the realms of development. Well, that's no longer going to be the case because Inibills are on it. So that's going to be very, very interesting indeed. MK Studios bringing Tenerife South to Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. And the release, of course, is promised before Miami goes live. MK Studios, I think the lads, I think Jamie and Kenko were showcasing this. I didn't get a look at it yet. But if you like flying in and out of the Canaries, Tenerife South, of course, the most obvious, it's most popular. It's the larger of the island's two airports. You have one right on the north of the island. This one is on the south. So, it's a pretty interesting airport. There's history there as well I think that's the North Airport. There's history for the wrong reasons. But it's a beautiful destination to fly into. And I've been to Tenerife in the real world, so I'm trying to remember what the airport was like. Tenerife, sir. It's going to be nice. So this is from MK Studios. And our flight last night, I flew into Zurich. MK, they make really nice airports. They just do. We know Dublin, sure. We use Dublin all the time. But they have some cracking airports. Key West, I think, was another standout one for them outside of their main portfolio. Key West, I thought they did an amazing job. You know what I mean? Quokka is here. Good to see you. Shill, welcome in. Stu got it. Really nice. Airport in real life being quite plain. I think it's a little overpriced. Which one? Is that out now? Have they released Tenerife? Tenerife, I need that too, right? Raoul is going to be doing nothing but buying sceneries to fly to. Yeah, okay, it's out now, right? Well, I'll grab this and we'll have a look at this next week, lads. How's that for the plan? Where is this now? I'll add this to my list. Tenerife MK Studios. Because it's beautiful flying there. Can we sign a letter to MK and ask them about doing an update? I've spoken to them about Dublin when I met them at Expo and that, but I think we need competition in that field if we want Dublin. I'm just saying we could do with a bit of competition there, Where is this now? Pyro Blaster message about the aircraft. Go ahead. Where's this now? Yeah, let us know there, Blaster. Let us know. But anyway, so MK Studios have released then Tenerife, so we'll have to check this out next week. A new airport released, RAF Marham has been released. That's home of the UK's F-35B Force, arriving for Microsoft Flight Sim from IM Scenery. They've added Norfolk's Lightning base to its UK military lineup with animated hardened aircraft shelters, proximity gates, and static F-35s that only park on weekdays. Very interesting. It's above my previous message. All right, you know. Your favorite? Used on an episode of Wiedersehen Pet when they were transporting the transporter bridge over to America. Was that the one? Interesting. MK Vagar is out tomorrow as well, says Dave. Ooh, nice. So the RAF's F-35 Lightning has a real world home, and it's at RAF Marham. And for anyone flying the popular India Fox Deco's F-35, that makes Marham the natural place to fly it from. Until today, the base existed in the sim only as freeware. This scenery is now available for just £9. You can pick it up over on Contrail. Got some pictures here. So it's purely a military base. But unless I'm very, I could be very wrong here, lads, but aren't you lot having, well, those in England, aren't you having terrible trouble with the old F-35s, no? Are they a bit kind of fragile with software and all this kind of crack? That's if if you're to believe Mark Felton, you need to get that music. Mark Felton. Pretty cool though to see a military airport added in, and like when you have a lot of these military aircraft, you've somewhat limited options. Do you know what I mean? You've somewhat limited options because unless you're flying from like joint military and civilian airports, they're kind of limited where you can fly to and from. Great to see that this has been now added. Do you know what I mean? So you can pick that up over in Contrail. It's $9, and it is the home of the F-35s in the UK. So it should make it an interesting location. It is an active Royal Air Force base. Not really, had a few incidents, but overall okay. All right, okay. Nice looking Airbus, has working gates on the taxiways. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I do like it is cool looking. It is cool looking. So that's available now. You can pick it up. Dutcho, good to see you, bud. Now, the anniversary sale unbundles the Aviator aircraft, and it cuts 2024 down to 30% off. This is available the franchise sale from Microsoft Flight Simulator. So if you stop short of getting the Aviator edition, the most interesting part for this year's anniversary sale is not the price cut, but it is that the 30 aircraft bundle into that edition are now being sold on their own, and they're split into 3 packs of 10. So if you wanted to pick up all the other aircraft, now you can. You can grab the published 30 aircraft through the marketplace. There's 19 local legends, 10 famous flyers, and 1 expert series. Well, technically 2 now. 2020, you could buy those individually, and they would transfer to 24. And on 2024 alone, the only route to the full set was the Aviator Edition, which gives you all 30. Now do it a little bit differently. The all or nothing situation on 24 is what changes. Microsoft say owners of the Standard Deluxe and Premium Deluxe Edition can now buy aircraft in 3 packs, priced at $39.99 each on Steam, the Windows Store, and Xbox. If you already own the Aviator Edition, well, you have all 30. You can skip all of this. The 3 packs are Local Legends Pack 1, 2, Famous Flyers Pack 1. Between them, hold some more distinctive aircraft Microsoft has commissioned over the years. The first Local Legends pack covers propliner era machines such as your Junkers Ju-52, the 307 Stratoliner, and also the Caribou. The second has the ATR, the Dornier, and also the Curtiss C-46 Commando. The Famous Flyers pack has the Antonov 225 and also a C-47 paired with the Waco Glider. So they're just the packs to buy the other aircraft. Now, if I were to say, look, if you don't own these, some of the gems, I would say, the Ju-52, that's a gem. The Caribou, that's really, really nice. The Savoia Marchetti is nice. The Latacuer, if you don't have it, friggin' beautiful. These are all stunning aircraft. Do you know? Their compatibility with 2024 is going to be interesting because some of them just don't work. You know what I mean? But yeah, the AN225, I think that was just more of a, didn't fly it much. Stagger wing, absolutely gorgeous. Gorgeous plane. Mitsubishi wasn't bad. So yeah, there were some nice options there. The C-47, funny enough, is not as good as the DC-3. Go figure, right? It just wasn't as good. You know what I mean? 707. Yeah, 707 is there as well. Yeah. And the overall sim is discounted by 30% up until the 1st of September. That puts the standard sim now at $48.99 on Steam. So if you have 2020 and you're holding off getting 2024, now would be the time to have a look at it. Now would be the time. Also a free soundtrack, as is mentioned earlier on. And yeah, if you've been holding out to get the sim, 30% off, now's the time to strike. 2024 is in a good state. It's in a good state, you know. There's a new website, Bad Weather Finder. Now, I used a website for, years. It was called badbadweather.com. And it always worked. There was never any issue with it. But we have a new utility called Bad Weather Finder. And basically what it does, it flips route planning, pick the storm, and then you find the airport. It's free, no account, nothing to worry about. You just use it. So it's a free tool, and basically it'll read the local METAR and all that information, storms, low visibility, heavy rain, snow, icing, all that kind of stuff. And it'll show you the airports where it lives. As I say, I used to use a website called badbadweather.com. Well, this one is its own little app that runs. So you can literally put in a search, hey, what sort of challenge do you want? Thunderstorms, low vis, strong winds, what type of aircraft do you want to fly? And then this app will go along and say, okay, well, look, this is where we found the weather you want to fly and the aircraft and the route in which you can fly. So think of this of like having a mad day. Yeah, or just come to Ireland, yeah. Just come to Ireland, yeah. Brilliant. That's where you get all the bad weather. But it's a free app. It's a free tool if you want to go check it out. As I said, I used to use Bad Weather. It always worked. And that was the old one. But here's a new one. And it'll actually build your flight plan into it. It'll fly you along a certain route, which is that's a nice feature. I like that feature, which is pretty cool. So it does it slightly different than just what the conditions are. It'll help kind of fly you through it, which is interesting. I think SoFly had something there as well. Yeah. Wingflex, they've opened GMP pre-orders, a modular Airbus gear and auto brake panel from Wingflex. Wingflex has spent the last few years working its way around the Airbus cockpit, and the brand modular lineup already covers the MCDU, FCU and EFIS, the RMP, and of course their well-known full A320 overhead. The new GMP heads to a part of the cockpit the company hadn't reached yet, the gear and brake controls and the switches and indicators you use during takeoff, taxi and landing. Right? I have to say they look pretty nice. For anyone building a physical A320, the GMP rounds out a Wingflex Airbus rig. It puts the gear lever, the auto brake panel, the round brake pressure indicator and the chronometer in one modular unit, which is pretty cool. And it covers nearly the entire third-party Airbus fleet for Microsoft Flight Sim. The panel arrives as two separate modules. One holds the auto brake, landing gear indicators, while the other holds the gear lever itself and the circular brake pressure gauge. Wingflex called the pair the gear management panel. Because the two modules are separate, Wingflex say that they can be mounted in different arrangements to suit your given rig. They do look very nice, very fancy. Wingflex, I've one bit of hardware from Wingflex. It's their, what is it, a GAP 500, that little autopilot. Build quality is good. It's good. Whether or not now this is going to be superior than what we have with Wing Control, that's anyone's guess. Wing Control, I think, are just the most aggressive with pricing in the market. Be interesting to see if Moza go down this road as well. But for the love of Mike, will someone just do Boeing and just put us over misery, will you? It's like the aircraft. It's like the software releases. Airbus. Would you like Airbus? Here's more Airbus. But someone just do Boeing. Jesus. Right. But anyway, rant over. Pricing. The regular price is $189 of this, but they have a special launch price of $159. And orders have opened up just now. They're due to start shipping these on the 1st of September. So you're getting this whole unit for around $180, which isn't bad. But again, it's very hard to lean. It's very hard to lean away from Wing Control, what they're doing. You just picked up the little autopilot from Wingflex. Yeah, Heisenberg, it's pretty good, man. It's light and whatever, but it's functional. I was happy with it. Iowa Scotsman, good to see you. I would love an MD-11 kit. Something different, man. Like, I get it. The aircraft are popular, right? But, like, come on. Right? Now, Huwalt they're selling a near full-scale Airbus throttle. Get this, it has a motorized trim built into it. What? Motorized trim wheels are one of the details that separates a serious Airbus home cockpit from a desk full of generic hardware. On the real aircraft, the trim wheels beside the thrust levers spin on their own as the autopilot adjusts the pitch, and replicating that motion in plastic is expensive and mechanically fiddly enough that most throttle makers don't bother. Hualt, a Chinese manufacturer of home cockpit hardware and a reseller, I mean, they work with Rosefire and so on, but they're not skipping it. They call it the D107 Quadrant, and it drives the levers and trim with dual motors at close to full aircraft scale, and it reached out to MSFS add-ons to introduce the product. What it does, it's almost a one-to-one scale of the A320 family, and the outer shell is plastic, while the structural load-bearing parts are reinforced with metal. So basically what you have here, it's a throttle. The trim wheel is motorized. And pretty cool, right? Stephen says, Hualt are a great company, just had their force feedback pedals. Ooh, but this one has motors in it. This one has motors, right? It works across 2020 and 24 and X-Plane, and they support the Phoenix, A319, 20 and 21, fly-by-wires A320 with the automatic manual to auto trim switching working on the Phoenix aircraft. Setup runs through MobiFlight, so I'm pretty sure you can probably get this working for other aircraft. You know, that could be interesting. The details look gorgeous. The price, €1,499. Now you might say, next, I have to say, and this is terribly, terribly exciting. Now, the picture here isn't probably the best. I don't know how well you can see that, but you can really see, like, the mold mess. Oh, Jesus. See them behind Colomini there? See the mold mess there? Like, it's not the most highest quality, is it? That looks like I made it. Do you know what I mean? But for 1,500 quid, it's going to rise to 1,700 quid eventually. But for 1,500 quid, the question here is, lads, if you were to look at the existing motorized control trim, now it's important to say it's only the trim is motorized, the throttles aren't. You know, if you wanted motorized throttles and you're talking $4,000 or $5,000, and who all don't make that? They seem to be targeting, you know, a specific area here for having motorized trim. In an Airbus, do you even need it? Who knows? But the most interesting thing here is it's the price. It's the price, lads. It's running roughly half the price of the competitors. That's interesting. And that's what us as consumers, that's what we need. You know, that's what we need. The price is the biggest hurdle. The most popular consumer Airbus throttles, of course, wing controls, Ursa Minor lineup, and Honeycomb's Bravo. They're a couple of $100, which puts the D107 roughly 5 to 6 times the cost of the hardware most simmers have. But again, if you want to go the heavy premier side, it's a lot dearer, you know. The competitor, how much? Well, Scalarchy, for example, who would do these, they're about €3,000, €2,000 to €3,000 for motorized. But again, it's important to say, I think Scalarchy is motorized on the throttles as well. Servo motors and a Raspberry Pi and 3D printer. Rick, I mean, you'd probably do it, you know. It's also important to note here, it's a 5-week wait. These units are built to order, right? So when you order it, you pay for it. It takes about 5 weeks. They don't stock them. They build them. I don't know, is that a good thing or a bad thing? Shouldn't really matter, but it's a 5-week thing, you know. But it's interesting to see. Put it this way, if you wanted something like this right now, you would have to look at Scalarchy or some of the other players. There was a hardware provider we saw over at Flight Sim Expo. They had a Boeing 737 throttle. Now that thing was absolutely it was like they took it out of a 737. It really was. But that was $4,000. So it's 1,500 PS Mirandi. It's interesting purely from the Scalarchy are trim motorized only. The real Airbus don't have force feedback throttles. Stephen, thank you. So it's just the trim. So Scalarchy, which is probably the only other option available right now, is considerably dearer, which is interesting, you know. I have some buttons working and some buttons not working. My Stream Deck is having a mare. Anyway, we move on. Over to SayIntentions. And we got loads of buttons, right? Over to SayIntentions news. They've been flat out busy. So we know now that version 3 voices are rolling out. And we've seen these. They were released in France. We've also then seen the releases in Canada and the United States. And now they're also live in Germany and Austria. We flew over that neck of the woods, and well, it's been fantastic. It has been absolutely fantastic, right? My Stream Deck is having a moment. We'll kill it, and then we'll open it again. Now, where's this Stream Deck? Now it should fire back up. So all the version 3 voices are out there, which is awesome. And I'm telling you, if you haven't experienced them yet, game changing, right? It's amazing. People are coming in when I'm flying, like, are you on VATSIM? Like, is that a real controller? Right? It is unreal. They've also just released Stream Deck integration, which I still think is with the partners right now, but this is going to be released very, very soon. What we have here are Stream Deck profiles that can be used on your Stream Deck, or of course they can be pushed into your, whatchamacallit, the other one, panel, right? Elgato's having a moment. Come on, Elgato, do your thing. There we go. Now, if I Stream Deck, yes, I'll show you what I have here, right? My Stream Deck doesn't want to work. That's really strange. My Stream Deck doesn't want to work. Fix it with fire, Murphy. Fix it with fire. Let's see here now. Houston, we've had a problem. Where do I disconnect that from? Ah, Jesus. Hang on, lads. Don't go anywhere. Did you try turning it off and turn it back on again? That's exactly what I'm going to do, right? Because the hardware hung, which you sometimes get. Now, go back there, you. Stream Deck, close that again. Quit the application, and we will restart the application. Murphy is a voice in SayIntentions. I am. If they do Murphy voice, you'll have to sign up. Raoul, you have to sign up. It's excellent, man. SayIntentions, it's excellent. It really is. And I can only imagine the ideas you'd have with integrations with your aircraft, you know. Grau is here. Good to see you, buddy. Welcome aboard. So what we have here, you can put the following on the buttons and also the knobs, right, of your Elgato hardware, be it the Plus or a standard, a standard Stream Deck works with this, right? You can tune your COM 1, COM 2. You can punch in a squawk number. You can push to talk on your comms. You can push to talk on all your intercoms. There's a button to keep the ATC window open, and you can control all your volume, up, down, mute, per channel. You pretty much pick what you want, and you can put it wherever you want on your Stream Deck profile. But in addition to that, they also released their own Stream Deck profile, which is great to see because it just loads into your Stream Deck as a profile, right? Now, this is genius because it allows you. Why is this shagging thing not working? Hang on. Where do you live? Come here. Murphy's on a mission because of a wire not working. Where do you go? Jesus, lads, you could only see the wires that are here. Hang on. Don't panic. Jesus, that goes really far away. Look. It goes there. Right, get out. And we'll put you over here, look. We'll go with a new USB. Now, that's it sorted. Right, some say that was my best side. One Stream Deck has died. I wonder, is it working now? It is working now. Right, grand. Brilliant. I was getting nervous there. That's interesting. I had to put it into a power tub. I want to show you, this is my Stream Deck here, right? And I've all different controls and stuff that I use my Stream Decks for, right? So I have, on this page, you'll see, I have an FPS counter. I can change lights, cameras, and I can do all this sort of messing, right? And then I can just kind of scroll across where I have like different cameras. I can move gimbals and whatever else. And then it comes into me flight sim stuff, which is here. And this is SayIntentions stuff. So I can actually move all of these and I can just go from the list down here, the SayIntentions stuff, and I can just drag and drop these either as a button or indeed as a dial, right? And I have tons of different options for them. Go to the next page, you'll see there's more. Go to the next page, and then so on and so on. You can make as many of these as you want, right? I've done a video specifically on a Stream Deck, if you want to go check it out, it's in YouTube. Have a look at it, or it's on YouTube. I think for flight simming, a Stream Deck needs to be on your list of hardware to consider because they are very versatile. You can use them for aircraft controls. You can use them for your views. And with the likes of this, you can use them for your radio controls and so on. And they're not fixed to any aircraft. You can use them with any aircraft. And there's also bespoke products you can buy for your Stream Deck from flight panels and so on. These are a great bit of hardware. They're brilliant, right? They're pricey, but they're brilliant, right? Anyway, what we have here, so SayIntentions was able to integrate their system to make it work, and they give you their own profile. So I can just load in the profile, and what we can see, we have a push to talk. We can have a read back, an automatic read back the instruction as a button, right? We can show and hide the app. We can go checklist. We can go new flight. We've lots of these. Talk to your co-pilot, talk to your crew, talk to your ramp. You're no longer worrying about utilizing the app. You're able to do all of this directly from your Stream Deck. This is friggin' awesome, right? The most important thing, I think, are the dials. We have radio tuners on this. And, you know, you move you do your tuning in your standby frequency, and then you just tip the glass and it transfers over to active frequency. This is excellent stuff. It's great to see. It means the SayIntentions now will work across all your sims, X-Plane included, and you have the same radio interface. For pilots, this is great news because any other third-party radio tuner that was on Stream Deck or otherwise, it needed a separate one to work on X-Plane. They weren't compatible. SayIntentions is now compatible, right? Which is great. That's the first part of the jigsaw. The second part of the jigsaw, we'll get this up and running now. Let's say, for example, you have what's called a virtual Stream Deck, right? You can get a virtual Stream Deck, which are free. I think they give you 6 tiles, right? You have 6 tiles. And what you can do with this, right? If I bring up my virtual Stream Deck, here it is here, right? Now, I can just use these on a screen. I can put them on a touch screen, right? And the good news is, well, this all works with a virtual Stream Deck, or at least it should work with a virtual Stream Deck. It was working with this. What have I done? What have I done? Oh, wait, they go in here, you muppet. Right? So set the action. Let's say, for example, I want a calm push to talk. All right, let's do another action. Well, let's say I want a group flight push to talk.
Time to pull the
Right?
big switch, good buddy.
10 minutes to landing. Welcome in, lads. Good to see you. Jeez, I hope you had a great stream. The amount of yous. Jeez, there's lots of you here. Happy Wednesday. I'm here showing SayIntentions have a new integration with a Stream Deck, which is deadly. It's just deadly. And you can utilize it on your physical hardware Stream Deck. You can utilize it on a virtual Stream Deck. Elgato do like a free virtual Stream Deck. I think it's 6 tiles, right? But just to show you, and you can put names on it if you're saying, I don't even know what it is. So this is going to be Calm 1. See the way, if I type, you see the name coming up beneath it, you know, we can put in here, you know, 10 minutes. Yeah, right. Brilliant. So you can name all of these yourselves. And if you only want to have 2, I mean, you don't need to have all the other ones. If you only want 2, and then you can maybe put in, you know, simulator specific controls. But as I mentioned, you can use this on a screen, and you have a button. If you've got a touch screen, you can drag and drop this onto your touch screen and click the touch screen, which is absolutely deadly. Like, that's deadly, right? So that's what it can do. So you don't actually need the physical Elgato device to do it. You just download the Elgato software and away you go. But that's not all. You see, friends, these are the other apps I have, you see, you know. Anyway, that's not all. Because you can also get the Elgato stuff on your phone, right? You can actually put it on your telephone. And I have a Stream Deck in here, I'll show you, right? Stream Deck. And I probably need to, I just want to show, because this is how cool this, like, it just works out of the box. And it's absolutely brilliant, right? So if I stream this now, will this work? I mean, it might work. We could be lucky. Give it a second here now, it should come alive. So if we have a look at this, look. There's my phone now, right? My phone. And this is a free app. It's Elgato will give you up to 6 keys for free. And I can go along and say, well, these are my buttons. And as I'm pressing them, see them changing? If I want a transponder, we can dial in a different transponder code. Like, isn't it absolutely class? new flight. I can see now Say Intentions is updating here. So that just launched Say Intentions for me. Like, isn't it very cool? You can use the Stream Deck and knobs to set radio frequencies. Yes. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Is this not already free with Sim Dashboard? Sim Dashboard is its own. I don't know, does it work on Sim Dashboard? I'm not sure. Say Intentions Note, if we bring it over here, they can get this to work using either Stream Deck or Touch Panel. I haven't tried it on anything else other than the Elgato gear, right? But this is all just and this is coming very soon. This is going to be released. But like, you can have it on a virtual Stream Deck. You can put it on your phone, as you can see there. Like, you can have this on your phone if you want to push to talk on your phone. Like, it's class what they're doing, right? It's absolutely class what they're doing. Now, the last thing I want to show you, right, with the updates that they've done, and this is like man discovering fire for the first time. Do you know on your Say Intentions app, you have your see all the buttons and stuff we have up here at the top, like your transponder. Well, did you notice that you can click these windows? And if you click these windows, you can actually pop them out as individual panels. And if you need to tune into something, well, that's how you do it. Did anyone else know that? And again, you can drag these panels to a touch screen, and now you have a radio panel on a... Isn't that amazing, isn't it? It is absolutely brilliant. So if you have a look at any of these up here, see the com, and transponder. If you just click on the frequency if you want, it'll pop out a window. And you can resize the window. You can drag it to you can drag it wherever you want. It's not locked to any screen. You can literally drag that to any screen you have plugged in. And if you want to get very kind of particularly, you can add your iPad or your Android device that can mirror a screen through Windows or Mac or whatever. And now you put that on your iPad. And now your iPad or your phone becomes a touch panel for a radio. And you've just now solved the problem of not needing to go out and spend 80 or 150 quid on hardware to be a radio tuner. It's all part of the Say Intentions infrastructure, right? Isn't that deadly, isn't it? Brilliant. I said it to Brian, it's like, when did you do that? He's like, oh my God, you didn't know we did something? He gave me terrible stick over it. Very funny. Does Glass Out detect these pop-ups? No. No, well, I don't think it does. I mean, there's science, but Glass Out will only look at what's going on in the sim. You know what I mean? Glass Out will only detect what's in the sim. We'll try it. But I don't think it will. Glass Out is only designed to look at what's going on inside your simulator. It's not looking at another one. Again, is this not available on Flow? So with Flow, if you wanted to put in a radio tuner, you absolutely can. So you say, right, we'll put in radio, right? So if we put in radio, and what we have here, we can have a COM 1, we can have a COM 2, and your transponder, we say, right? So we'll save that. And now if we open up Flow, how do you tune the Divil? There used to be a way you could tune it. There has to be buttons to tune it. Usually, before you're able to just use your rollerball, maybe you can do that still. Auto update, COM 1, click to toggle standby. I don't think there's a way to tune it. I know they were able to do it in 2020, but I think you have to kind of preset all of these, and then you can use. But that's preset and stuff. It used to be the case because you see the way you can get in. I don't know how we manipulate it. Xbox controller. So I don't know. Like, if I click in it, I've no way to manipulate it. Now maybe the radio in the aircraft has to be turned on. You know what I mean? But the short answer is no.
Hello there.
It's not. Oh yeah, look, you can use it there. So you're using your mouse to roll over it. So you select the number. So if I select, it doesn't seem to be working on the radios. That could be a bug with Parallel 42. That's not working. Transponder works fine. But that's real. Like that's mouse. Well, you don't need a mouse. That's the problem. You don't need a mouse. Like when you're flying along, the aircraft's doing this thing, and you have to mouse over it. That's at all. You want these things to be. You don't be able to press them. You know what I mean? It's working for Malky. Okay, so what is a Malky? You select it and it's rollerball, is it? I wonder then, is it locked because the aircraft battery's off? It could be the case that the radio is off. But again, you're like, I don't know. It's whatever interface you'd prefer. But I mean, I think having the ability to have a full number pad in front of you, I'd pick that every day over like finicky. How do I change this? You know what I mean? Like that's simple. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 0. And you can actually use this as your push to talk as well. And deadly, isn't it? So yeah, it could be the fact that the radio's on. But I just wanted to show you what they're working on. Thing is, I look at this and I think that's handy, but I'd hate to buy something you already have. Well, you already have this. You don't need to buy anything with this home wrecker. You don't need to buy anything. You can do it through Pocket Sky. Yeah. But I didn't know, I didn't know you could do this. This is all new to me. Pretty cool. Using the roller wheel on your mouse to get a frequency would be, yeah. Lulu, good to see you. But anyway, so there are the recent changes from SayIntentions. All the new version 3 voices which are being pushed out in all the different regions. France, Germany, Austria, the United States and Canada. 5 of them in like a week, 2 weeks. And also the Stream Deck integration, which it's just class. Like it's just class. I think it's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. As I say, from the Stream Deck perspective, you go down to where your Stream Deck is, and it'll work in any Stream Deck. Plus, XL, doesn't matter what, it doesn't care. Granted, you won't have the rotary dials unless you have a Stream Deck Plus, right? But it just works. It's very, very good. Then you have like volume sliders and all this jazz as well. And like, push to mute and unmute. It's real handy. Really, really handy. So great stuff there from SayIntentions, right? Now, our last bit of the jigsaw. Where's this? Just a reminder for anyone who's flying with On Air, Fly Pandemic 4, which is an event, it's a VATSIM event, and it's held by GameFSQuest.com. Basically what it is, you're flying to pick up different samples of all sorts of BJ&E. You need to fly them back to a lab. They need to create a cure, and then you got to fly them back again. But they're VATSIM flights, so you're flying on network. If you don't want to fly on network, you don't need to. On Air is doing are helping out with this, and what they're doing is they've made all these charters available, right? FS Quest button is on the dashboard, charter, freelance, or operations center, and they're also on the VATSIM tab as well, meaning that if you want to fly these as a lone pilot or as part of your virtual airline, you can absolutely fly these routes. And On Air is paying out 25% on your fare if you're offline, or plus 50% if you're connected to VATSIM. So these are highly advantageous if you're trying to build up, your on-air currency, for buying, leasing aircraft, all this kind of stuff. So that's available. Just a reminder, it's running now up until the 30th of August. The campaign itself will end. But there's some really interesting routes on it if you want to go check it out. It's over at the GameFSQuest.com. But for our on-air pilots, if you're looking for something to do and to fly, these are pretty cool. You get an idea of all the different routes as well. Awesome, awesome stuff. Right, friends, consider ourselves up to date. Now we need to go check out some machines. Are we ready? We shall start here with the IL-18. So the Ilyushin, right? This is available on the marketplace. I paid €43 for it this morning. And what we have here, it is a Soviet era turboprop aircraft, a big behemoth of a thing. So when I say it reviews or otherwise, I haven't been with the aircraft long enough to give you a total review. My job here, hopefully, and I can do it right, is to give you the information prior to you having to buy it and spend it, right? Should this be something you want, or is this something, you don't, right? That's the mission here, lads, right? So looking at the machine, it comes in a number of different liveries. We do have different variants. We have a cargo variant, and we also have a passenger variant as well. This is a cargo variant. It's the modeling, I think, looks very very good. The deliveries are done really, really well, and some of the finer details, not great, but I think there's enough going on in places. I mean, like, there's nice kind of you know, the placards before towing, that's grand, and circles aren't really circles, but I think at this sort of, you know, how close you are to it, I don't think you're going to be too annoyed. Detailing on the gear, it's not bad. You know, I mean, you look at the artistry, well, they're going to be bumpy tires, aren't they? You're right. But again, this sort of an aircraft, are you going to be up that close personal, having a gawk at it? I'm not quite sure. Textures are really nice, I think. There's some nice detailing here with kind of dirt wear up onto the windscreen as well, right? There's a little bit of kind of geometry mismatch and a little bit of stray paint and whatnot. But overall, it's not bad. Yeah, backwards riding on the tires, it's very much a copy-paste. But overall, ain't bad. Looking at the engines, beautiful engines here. And again, nice bit of detail on them, right? Props look great. Plenty of details. Again, the textures, the writings. Some of the stuff is reversed. That's easy fix, right? You know, the spur connecting onto the wing here looks very nice as well. Plenty of 3D rivets, the riveting, and so on. There's nothing we can interact with on the aircraft itself on the outside, you know. Fofa is here. Hello, fellow Irish. Konnichiwa. Hope you're well. Looking into the back toward the exhaust then. Yeah, it's a very kind of striking aircraft, you know. Little bit more detailed here on our main gear. You can see where there's pipes and hydraulics and all this kind of stuff. There's a bit of LOD going on. Okay, they literally just disappeared. Now I'm a little bit worried. So there's actually a reverse LOD. When you get up closer, stuff disappears. So they obviously put in the number wrong. That's hilarious. When I get closer, things disappear. There's actually nice detail in here, look. Jesus, there's lots of detail inside in the gear bay. We do have some floating text. Never a fan of that. Right, floating text for the win. And, you know, but you get the idea. There's it looks nice. There's no point saying, is it the best thing you're ever going to see in your life? No, but it looks pretty good, right? It's Nemeth design. Now, the thing with Nemeth design, these lads have historically made nice aircraft. Recently, well, you know, recently, not very good aircraft, right? This is different in terms of what they're positioning this to be. They're talking about heavy simulation depth and all this sort of jazz. So that's why we're here today, to check it out. And I think overall, from the appearance of it looks pretty good, right? This looks pretty good. There's plenty of detailing on it. If we ramble on inside into the cabin, as I said, this one is cargo configuration. We can fit an awful lot of stuff in here, right? It is modelled. The passenger variant is also modelled, which is good to see. And overall, textures and modelling, it's pretty decent. It's pretty decent. Nothing at all wrong with this, right? And like in terms of what's going on in the back here, I mean, this is higher quality than the DC-6, right? And then we go into the flight deck, which is interesting because, well, it's just interesting. We've working light switches here as well. We then ramble into the flight deck, into the cockpit, and this is where things get interesting because it's quite a busy space here. Right, we have our main area with our overhead. Moving across, we have you know, your nav and communication center, and I'm sure you'll agree there are some beautiful details in here. This is looking terribly promising.
Hello there.
Right, Fabrom, thanks for the follow. Gamer guy, it's the IL-18 from Nemeth. Move over this side of the fence again. We're looking at Jesus. There's tons of detail going on here. Look, beautiful detail. Look at all these circuit breakers. Right, got some lovely photos here now. There's Jemima. Look, that's Jemima, lads. And there's photos, and there's a bit of character going on here. There really is. There's a lot of character in here. I think it's one of the better looking flight decks I've seen. This looks really, really nice. Really, really nice. So what about the systems and functionality? It doesn't have an EFB. Or at least I can't find it if it does. It has the in-sim EFB, but there's nothing in terms of remove before flight, chocks, ground power unit. If they're there, great. I can't find them, and I've been messing around with this for a while, and I still can't find them. So let's jump inside in the cockpit. Very nice looking. Again, textures, modeling, colors. It's very unique, isn't it? This is a very, very unique, and the detailing, lads, I'm sure you can, everything's sharp, easy to read, and I think it looks beautiful. Genuinely looks beautiful. Right. Overhead panel. Loads of placards, details, very sharp textures again. We can read all the teeny tiny stuff. It's very clear, right? Again, the textures are nice. There's wear and tear where they need them. This is all done, I think, to a very, very high standard. Visually, this is a very high standard inside the cockpit. As we look around, see the dirt and grime in the windows. Again, these just add to it, I think. They just give it that sense of, yeah, it's a working machine, right? A working machine. Loads of different panels. Everything's clearly labeled. Loads of warnings, what to do, how to do it. We've all these kind of glass covers and individual switches. We're looking good. If you're thinking about buying it, don't press the buy button yet. Let me finish. Can I finish? What else do we have here? All of this. We've glass covers on all of these. And the performance of the aircraft in terms of how it affects your simulator, it's quite good. Like there's no heavy FPS drops. The emergency feathering system, again, even more stuff going on here. You can get everything seems to be working. It's all modeled. It all works, right? Let's ramble over to our nav seating and look at the radio we have. We have a full gyrosync operation here, and you'll notice we can interact with all of this. Buttons are clickable. We can move things, and we do get little sounds. We also have a radar, again, clickable. Turn things on, off. Moving up on top, we've all light switches, right? Moving up here, we have an automatic direction finder, ADF. We have circuit breakers, all modeled and all appear to be working. Jesus, this is very impressive. Ramble on over here to our flight engineer station, right? And well, he sits over here facing this way. And we can see we've all our generators, DC generators, and another barrel load of circuit breakers. This is class, right? So let's get some power into this machine, will we, and see what happens. We'll start off with the battery. We'll make sure our sounds are good and loud so you can hear the sounds. We're going to go to onboard. Battery's on. No, battery on. We've got our gens turned on here. Actually, that's DC. Leave those off for the minute. Oh no, turn them on. So we got our gens on, ready to rock. And from our pilot seat, what we're going to do, let me see, we're all shut off here. That's all grand. We're going to come over here and check this out, look. Right? There's tons of stuff going on here. This is really nice. And we'll come back here, keep unit closed. Oh, we know what this is. This is an APU. So let's give some power into it. Don't need crank. Fire extinguisher on. Generator on. And start. We can see the turbine RAM or turbine RPM increase. Gas temperature increasing. And we can see the bleed air has come on. So there's actually logic built in here. This is pretty nice, right? This is pretty nice. So that's starting up. We'll come back over here now because we need to go on to onboard power, which it is. Gens have all come alive. And let's see, can we get some power into our radios and whatnot. So let's go for our radar screen. We have a red light to say it just got a signal. See the detail on the screen? There's stuff working here, lads, right? Let's get some lighting. You can rollerball or you can drag them. Hit a fan turn on. Right? ADF, we'll go ahead and pop these lads on. So they need to be, it's antenna mode, isn't it? So we'll go antenna 1, we'll go antenna 2. No ADF signal at the moment, but we can punch in whatever frequency and range and whatnot. What else we want? Wind correction, radar receive. We want to get our radios on. Here's our nav. So 1 on, 2 on. We have a GNS 530 here to play with, right? We also have a little manual down here, and we can click on said manual, clipboard, and this explains to us what the navigation system is all about. The navigator station. And we get information about what works, how it works, the philosophy of it. There's actually a nice bit of learning here. Gyro, directional, nav indicator, autopilot, all the jazz. Tons of information here on how do we use it and whatnot. That's all pretty cool stuff, right? What else do we need? So that's the APU working. Nav, GPS, AT light on. We've loads of light switches. We've another fan over here if we want it on, right? What else? We have some life now. A couple of lights being turned on. Need to turn off the propeller brakes. Parking brake is already on. Come down here onto our engine, and we can see our. We got to release the propeller lock on the ground. Cowl flaps. We'll stick them on into automatic, and do the same up here. Our booster pumps need to be turned on. So not using the in-air engine startup. We're just going to be using ground. So open our fuel valve. Auxiliary fuel pumps will be turned on. I don't think I need the ring valve. We'll come back to that if it starts giving out to me. And our annunciator panel will tell us what's happening. Low pressure fuel flow. That's all fine for the minute. We also have a... Now this works sometimes. It's coming up with the GTN XI. If I restart the sim, it actually loaded up the SOBA one. So I don't know how to change that. It's trying to load the GTN XI, but I do know the SOBA one works. But it just hasn't loaded it up this time, and I haven't figured out if there's a button for it. But you can use it, right? If you have the TDX, it works straight away, but there is another one there. But I just can't... There's a button, I think, to say which one you want. I can't find it. The manual doesn't really explain it, right? Anyway, let's go back to this, because we want to put some power into our engine start. So all this is looking good. All that's looking good. We'll come back here to our little jump seat to make sure that our bleed is on, generator is on, and we now want to go for an engine start, right? And hopefully I don't break things. So we'll come over here. I remember I told you don't click the buy button yet. So we're going to start engine 1. So you can see we have RPM. And if we look out the window, we spinach. And now we'll go to engine 2. Did that start, Murphy? Did it? No, hang on. We did something wrong. Houston, we've had a problem. Why did that cut out? Wait now. Let's think now, Murph. It tried to start and then it wouldn't start. What did I forget? They're all okay. They're all okay. That's all okay. I'll try it again. Fuel, yes. Engine start, yes. No, I turned off the prop brake. Unless it wants the ring valve open. Did we forget an important button? Huh. Let's just double check. Fuel is on. Engine limiters are off. Do we have fuel? Fill her up. We're probably using the wrong tanks. Let's just double check everything's off. They should be off. Feather, don't worry about that. That's all on. It's 100% it's on. I'll try it again. Fuel, onboard fuel, yes. Let's see what happens. Or if you put the mixture on. It's kind of a self-regulating thing. There we go. No, we don't. Now, this could need a restart, lads. I kid you not. Because this is how you start it. I don't think I've forgotten anything. That would be a flight engineer job. Like, once we get to 20%, feather light goes out. No, she's dying. Gens are on. Ground feed we can turn on. Auxiliary battery we don't need. Huh. Let us restart. This is interesting. If it's a Murph issue, I'll let you know, but it shouldn't be. Because there is checklist with it. The aircraft kind of starts running, but it'll shut itself down in a second. Okay, so everything's turned off, cold and dark. Right. Let's try this again. Battery. Maybe I didn't do this one.
Can I get a refund?
There's no refunds. Let's see here now. Nose lights. Turn on all that stuff. These are all transfer pumps, don't need those. We do need stuff down here. Emergency brake. Retract for your gear. That's your flaps. Right? Cowl flaps. Let's not worry about those. Turn off the prop brake. Right? Fuel boosters can come on. So valves. Yes. We need all our valves. Get our auxiliary pumps on as well.
They've done studies, you know.
60% of the
60%
time.
of the time, it works.
They're all on.
Every time.
Right. Up here you. Yep, you divil it. Power into the unit. Fire system on. Start the APU. If this works now, it'll just be... That sometimes happens. Alright, APU is coming on. Get the generator on. Bleed air is going to come alive here now in a moment. We come back to this guy. And we get our gens on. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And we're going to go to onboard power. Leave these off for the minute. Maybe they were causing an issue. Auxiliary battery you shouldn't need. Circuit breakers. We'll leave the radio equipment off at the moment. And now let's see what we can do. Up you get, you divil. And we will do the following. We turn off these guys. Because that's your prop brakes and so on. We're not going near the auto feather. Ignition is on. Starter on. And engine 1 fire for effect. Bloody hell. Did we forget something? We have to go to the dreaded checklist. Well, isn't that going to be fun? What are we forgetting here, lads? Aircraft checklists. Pre-flight. Landing gear, engines. They're all fine. Right, before the engine startup. Cockpit, doors, switches are off. Flight controls neutral. Batteries on. Battery is on. Verify it, Murphy. Number 5. Where's my battery switches? They want 2 batteries. They want the... No, that is on. Oh, hang on. Look, that's an issue. Why is that reading down? Why have we no voltage? We've no voltage. What's going on here, look? They should be reading us something. There's no battery load. Recharge the battery. We have a button here just for this. Really, we can't recharge the battery? It says the battery's at 70%. comms, flight recorder, beacon, fuel quantity, panel cover, parking brake. Start from the APU. APU is now up and running. Right? APU generator is on. And the generator is generating 24 amps. So the APU is on. Nav radios, ADF radios, that's all fine, that's all fine. Gyro feed, don't need any of that. Warning lamps, propeller locks. Have these been released? My thought process is yes. They've all been released. Cowl flaps, emergency brake. We're not using the emergency brake. Throttles ground idle. Fuel valves are open. They're all open. Fuel pumps are on. They're all on. Engine start. Engine start. Select the start mode. Ignition. Engine selector. DC generators come on. They're all on. So we've done this part. And then we engage the starter. Fuel pressure. EGT. Oil pressure. So we're following this to the T. Aaron is here. Good to see you. 70% shouldn't be dead batteries. And the fact we're on the APU. She just doesn't want to start. Alright, we'll go with... It shouldn't matter what engine we do. Like, there's no... You have to start engine whatever first. Is there a primer? No. Like, just... I haven't missed anything. The ignition is on. It's almost as if the ignition is off. The ignition is on. Engine start. What have I just done, Murph? Murph is now my co-pilot. Oh dear. Fuel flow. We've got plenty of fuel. This is really strange. You can see the GTN is now working as well. Bloody hell. Control E. Most unusual, isn't it? Like, we followed that to a T. So maybe there's logic missing somewhere in the logic of things missing. Generators are on. Voltage is all there.
It's not the plane, it's the pilot.
Nah, that doesn't seem right though. Do you know what I mean? There's all your checklist there. Then we have system limits, speed, takeoff data, and then fuel. It's all charts, so it's interesting stuff. But that engine startup, like, sure, I started this 3 times earlier because I said, really, they're the sounds. You know what I mean? So what moved or changed when you hit Control E? Nothing. Everything is exactly where I had it. Fuel transfer. So I turned on the fuel transfer pumps that I didn't have on. I wonder, was that the issue? Let's try it again. Restart. Are we having fun yet, lads? We need to learn this just to make sure it's not a... It shouldn't be. We'll try it one more time. At least we know Control E works. Right? Free flight. Right, we'll do the speedy version of this now. We ready? Battery on. Look at the power she has now. Brilliant. Gen's on. 1, 2, skip a few. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, back over here. You need to come into action. And you need to come into action. Yep, you did it. Start the APU. Let's see what happens now. Could be a bug. I don't know. It was working fine earlier. The same, like the very same aircraft was working fine earlier. Generator coming on. Now, it's funny because your generator is actually generating amps before this thing gets to 100%, but I'm not going to get bogged down with that, right? So we now need to go on to the ship power, which is going to be on board, right? And we will try these guys. Fuel valve on. Turn on the transfer pumps. Don't. Why do you need transfer pumps to start the engine? You shouldn't. We're not transferring. They're okay. That's okay. Engine selector. Engine 1. What did we forget? Prop lock. 1, 2, 3, 4. And prop lock. 1, 2. Right. Fire for effect. Let's see if this works, lads. Papa Justify, gonna see it. Now it works. Okay, engine 2 next. I've no idea what we didn't do. It wants the fuel transfer pumps on. Let us see. Right, she's starting up now. Come on, Betsy. There's engine 2. Engine 3. Have a now look. And finally, engine number 4. Okay, good starting all 4 engines. Turn off the transfer pumps, close the gauges. They go back on. Turn the ignition off. Engine start off. Don't need nothing else here. Close the guard. Auto light switches. Turn this up. Yep, you did it. APU off. Generator off. Close you. Close you. And we go on to normal power. Right. There's life in the machine. Get some radios on. Lights.
Jesus.
Get the fan on for the crack. Let me see here. We'll go ADFs to antenna. And we should get an L signal there in a while. Turn on our radios. Good, good. GPS, good. Where are we? We're west. No, we're east. And we'll put antenna off. Right. Nearly there now, lads. We will... Don't need to test those. Get the rest of our lights on. Autopilot battery. Nose lights. And now we're looking good. These little fellas will come on here as well. Easy now. Get our map open. And we should be good. Right, so. Now have a listen. Just have a listen. Brakes off, bit of power. We go with flaps. I don't think Nemeth did the sounds directly themselves. They got someone to do them. And I'd say the poor creator probably has bad hearing, because the sounds aren't, like, it's not a nice sound experience. Right. Did I miss a fuel switch earlier on, did I? I think they're missing bass. There's no bass in the sounds. That's I imagine that's going to be user preference maybe. But to me it doesn't sound great, right? I got ourselves lined up. As I said, I mean, there's lots going on, loads of buttons and dials and switches and systems and all sorts of cool stuff. I love the little fans moving there as well. It's all really, really nice. Control surfaces move well. Sounds are a little bit, you know. You'll know now when we go to take off. So I'll line up. We do get a bit like rattle movement sounds. Jesus. Creo, thank you very, very much indeed. 5 gifted tier 1 subs to the community here on Twitch. Lads, if you got a tier 1 sub, but thanks to Creo, do be sure to say thank you. Cheers, buddy. Right, power coming in. That's full power. And we're rolling. The sounds are a definite need of fixing. Sounds are bad, yeah. Sounds are bad, lads. They're hollow, they're tinny, and that's only inside, right? So our airspeed is alive. Yeah, the sound didn't really change. It didn't even really get louder, right? Keep it on the straight and narrow. All right, rotate. They're the sounds, right? Gear up. Gear is up. But the flyby sound?
Hello there.
Charlie, good to see you. Now watch your speed. Now, here's the issue. Here's the real issue with this plane. Our speed is slow to build up. We know that. She's not going to take off like a rocket ship. We know that, right? The problem here is the flight model. And you can always argue if a flight model is good, bad, or indifferent. You can always argue that. You can argue that till the cows come home, right? The problem with this plane is it doesn't make sense. The flight model doesn't actually make sense because it's like the envelope keeps moving, right? So, for instance, we'll keep climbing. I'm trying to pick a bit of speed. It's a very shallow climb out here, 500 feet a minute, right? You've no prop control, so we'll ease off the power a smidgen, and we'll start bringing in the flaps. Now, naturally, flaps will come in, nose will want to drop, which it does. We're just about holding level. There's a little bit of trim. But this is where the aircraft starts to bite. We'll try just a gentle roll left here. There's just something too floaty, if that makes sense, with how it handles. It's just too floaty. It doesn't feel any way at all fluid. And that's going to let you down. Completely going to let you down. Like, I won't say it's unflyable, but it ain't far off. Especially at low speed. You'll stall this thing. Like, I can stall this now. If I bank hard enough, we'll go into a stall. It won't recover. So, The flight model needs work. The sounds need an absolute overhaul. And then you have a couple of weirdness, you've LOD issues. You can kind of see through the cabin. You can see the far side. There's no cabin in there, I suppose. So what the aircraft has, and it has it in spades, is all of this system stuff. Don't know if them lights should be purple, but I mean, you can move them around. It's actually pretty nice looking at nighttime. I'll show you nighttime in the aircraft. We can brighten up all the stuff here or dim it down. So you've a lot of control over your lights, right? I never turn on the lights over there. But where the thing acts, like she absolutely struggles, is the handling. It's not nice to fly. It floats. It floats. There's no sense of weight, or it just doesn't feel natural. You know what I mean? So if you're on the fence about this aircraft, as I said, like from the systems, I mean, there's a lot to get your teeth chunked in on. I mean, there's a lot there, right? Now, the level of accuracy on some of the systems, I'm not entirely sure, right? I mean, I'm sure a lot of it is accurate, but it doesn't necessarily follow all the logic that, some of it does, but some of it doesn't. But I would say, if you're saying, Murph, should I buy this yet? No. Because Nemeth have consistently, over the last few releases, have released sub-par add-ons. They just have. They have not been good enough. Like, they're looking for 40 quid for this, $38 or whatever, but like, you convert it back in. The aircraft is definitely promising, right? But their sounds are absolutely horrendous. Whoever they use for the sounds, they need to get someone else. Like, you can't even fix these sounds. They just need to be replaced. Right? And like, I can't even fix the sounds. You know the way you can use a bit of software to fix it? You can't really do that, right? As I said, the last few releases from Nemeth have been poor. As in, they're unfinished. They're just unfinished add-ons. Do you know what I mean? And what was once a great name, all the way back in FSX, some of their flair is there, especially with this add-on, but the flight model, I think, is completely, like, it's so ridiculous. There is nothing on this plane. There's a stall. There's a stall at friggin', because and when it stalls, it's an instant wing drop, like instant. We're doing what? I don't know what our speed is. What is our actual speed? I can't read that speedo. We'll read our speedo. So we're doing 250 knots here, and just by pitching up and down, look, I'm not even going to the right. That's forward. I'm not putting in any left or right aileron movements. You know what I mean? And we'll stall here now, look. Now you can do a powered on stall, but that's it. She's stalling. There goes the wing. And she's gone. And I hope this kind of, you can see what I'm trying to convey here. See how kind of just floaty. You know what I mean? It's just floaty. So my advice to anyone, this aircraft definitely shows promise. Definitely. Like, there's cool things going on back here. You want to learn all these systems, and there's a bit of depth to them, how to, understand them and whatnot. There's plenty of stuff going on. The plane has character. But it's just not a great plane, It's not even about being stable. You don't mind if the envelope was unstable. The problem with this thing, you don't know where the envelope is. Any sort of movement just feels slow, cumbersome. It just floats. It's too floaty. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's what it's like. 100% Drake. It's effectively, it's a copy and paste of a flight plan. Airplane should do this. Airplane fly. Airplane turn left. And that's it. You know what I mean? And it's a real shame, because when I was, we saw this on the news, I was like, Jesus, I want to pick this thing up. I mean, is this going to compete with a DC-6? Not within a NASA's roar of it. Not within a NASA's roar of it. The systems are very promising. They've done tons of cool stuff here. Like, they have. It's excellent. But that's it. That's it. You know, there's no EFB in terms of customized for the aircraft. There's no load manager. There's no Navigraph integration. You know, there is if you're using the GTN, I suppose. But like, there's no like a ramp agent opening, closing doors. Yeah, you can open a door, but there's no stairs or whatnot. Aircraft, like, you know, well, you know what I mean. So it's an unfortunate one. It is unfortunate. So, you know, if this is on your radar, my advice to anyone watching, no, don't get it yet, lads. Just don't get it yet. If Nemeth are able to address these things, well, then I'd say yeah. But as I said, Nemeth have their last few releases, like they did the EC135 in the sim. That one, right? Nemeth were behind that, I think. That's crap, like. It's not even all right, it's crap. Like, call it what it is, it's crap. Do you know? And some of their other releases just haven't been great. So I would love to see them do more. Where is this now? Like they sell, like the Aerolite was nice, but that's years old. Where's their Microsoft Flight Sim stuff? Like they mainly list their P3D things, which, you know what I mean? Like they did a Hind and everything back in the day. Their Marchetti, I didn't like. I didn't think it was great. Their Schweitzer wasn't great. They did a Yak. That was only... Their Yak wasn't great, right? And then the part in Avia, the Victor. Do you ever see the Victor? This wasn't great. That wasn't a great aircraft. And it was only $20, but like, it just wasn't great. There was issues all over the place with that machine. So I think, you know, they've a bit of work to kind of get trust back there from people who, you know, when you see an aircraft like this, it definitely ticks boxes. I mean, it looks like a great machine. You're going to be highly impressed by the systems. You're not going to have any fun flying it. You're going to be deaf and you're going to be like, I can't actually control the aircraft. You know what I mean? So yeah, that is my advice. Yeah, you flew the 135 once, never again. Yeah. Like it's a pity because, I mean, the potential, they've done such great work in some areas, but completely abandoned others. Sounds and flight mod. I mean, we want to hear what we're flying and we'll fly it. If it had no systems, at least you can fly it. This seems to have a lot of systems with a couple of shortcomings, but it's the sounds and the flight model. So there we have it. That is Nemeth. I would love to be proven wrong on this. I would love for them to come back with an update that fixes these things. And if they do, I would be more than happy to check it out again. But this was a real case of Murph spent 40 quid today and I feel bad about it. You don't want that when we're buying add-ons. You just don't. You know what I mean? And I didn't see many reviews on this. Did I see any reviews on this? I don't think I did. Right? So hopefully this helps. I mean, if you're okay, you just want to learn the systems and your flight model you're not really bothered about, I still can't recommend it. The flight model is that bad. It's just that bad.
Can I get a refund?
No, there's no refunds. I can't get a refund. Jesus! FS Reborn! Raoul, you mad devil! Raoul fell over and pressed a button. Jesus! 10 gifted tier 1 subs to the community with thanks to Raoul from FS Reborn. Lads, I've got a tier 1 sub with thanks to Raoul. Do be sure to say thank you. You see, why you have your 40 euros back. Raoul, will you make an IL-18? It'll just be better. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, we took one for the team. But I want to be proven wrong. I want to be able to fly this. There was enough in it for me to go, that's class. Now, even the engine startup logic, okay, if I forgot the fuel booster pumps, that is on me, of course, right? But I tried it 3 times. Did I forget the fuel pumps twice? Maybe I did. I could have. It's me, like, I'm liable to do stuff. But yeah, just, it is what it is. Now, we're going to have a look here, lads, because we have a release. Norway's gateway to the North Sea, because what we have here is Stavanger Airport Echo November Zulu Victor. And this is from Iron Sim, right? Let's have a look here. So Iron Sim have done, well, they've done really nice work here, right? Jeez, just buttons. We want to have a quick look at this airport, and then we're checking out another aircraft, all right? So just bear with for the moment. So what we have here is Stavanger. This could be that of a cargo destination. Pardon me, it could be your 737s or your Airbuses and whatnot. And what we have here, designed from the ground up using extensive real-world references, the scenery captures the distinctive atmosphere of Stavanger while delivering an optimized experience in Microsoft Flight Sim 2024. The airport combines commercial aviation, offshore helicopter transport, military operations, cargo logistics, and also general aviation within a single airport. And this is why I wanted to jump at this, right? Naughty Gnome is here. Good to see you. Looking forward to this airport. You went to Stavanger last year. Ooh, you're very welcome in. Most of the offshore heli traffic coming from Norway flies from here as well. So it's a super interesting airport. General aviation, commercial, cargo, military, heli. It has it all. This airport has it all. So what does Iron Sim bring to the table? Well, we'll zoom out here just to give you a kind of just a read on the scale. So here's our airport scale. Not particularly massive, but it's not a small one either. And we mentioned that on the military side, we've tons of helicopter parking, your starting locations, servicing, of course, as well. Buildings look nice, right? I mean, these are kind of like the accompanying part. These aren't like the main areas that you want to get in and go walking around in. But by and large, the buildings look pretty good. Nice textures on them, right? 330 Squadron, right? And I think I don't know that they added in the churches. I think that's kind of default, but the whole area does give a nice vibe to it. You know, the military side, we do have perimeter fencing going around. There seems to be a lack of kind of objects and stuff that they could have thrown in there, but overall, the layout of the airport is nice, and it runs very well. Very, very well, right? It'd be nice to see a couple of jets maybe parked up. If you ramble down over this direction, got some logistics centres over there. Again, that perimeter fencing looks great. I think the roadway here on approach is great because they've included all of the lights. You see, it's just a nice little touch. They've actually hand placed all the lights on the road approaching the runway there. I think it looks pretty nice, right? And then surrounding areas, there's a couple of buildings they've put in there as well, hotels and all the jazz. This is let's go with a fuel pumping station, and you can see here we have we got some hotels over here across the road. Nothing kind of out of this world, but certainly accurate based on reference photos I've checked out today. Got some nice trees here, and a number of all the other buildings. We've got flight safety, a little bit of mesh weirdness going on there. That could be a Murphy issue. DHL, of course, are there. And what else do we have? Moving on in. Again, you have tons of vehicles. All down here on the busy side of the fence, this is where things get busy, right? So you have the cargo side. We can ramble up here to where the control tower is. And look at the tower's done lovely, isn't it? I think that's real nice. In real life, that's the way it looks. We do have a tower interior, which I think is done quite nice. From Iron Sim. Nicely done, right? Very, very nice. Loads of detail. Airport layout, runway. Great vantage point, but that's what you would expect. Ramble over then. We have more cargo areas. That looks like an FBO over there as well. Aero Norway, quality engines. Scandinavia over there. What else do we have? We have an interior rocking in here. So we do have interiors, look. Shunk. Beautiful, beautiful photos, and more in here. So we do have an animated and populated. Jays, look at the face on her. You took a picture of me drinking. Ah, great. Look at that. Isn't that that's a brilliant photo there. It's a very moving picture. See, I'm great. Yeah, loads of stuff going on. Right, so it's nicely done. It's nice to see the interior. Let's ramble over here now on the land side. And again, loads of little details. See where all the lighting is. Real interesting architecture on the terminal, isn't it? Very fancy. Very fancy. Naughty Gnome, is this accurate to when you were there? Here's the bus. The bus. It looks very nice, lads, doesn't it? Look at this. This is great detail. Fantastic stuff. Ramble in. Yup, you devil you. Yeah, I think it's nicely done, lads. All our checking in areas. On upstairs. You can actually ramble through the airport. That's pretty cool. There's a lot going on, actually. It's not just blocked off by walls. You can actually traverse and get around and move around and so on. Do you know what I mean? There's Jemima getting her picture taken. There's Fidelma fixing her shoe. There's quite a bit going on, yeah. Pretty cool. Into the lounge. The bar. Well, coffee, I suppose. And shops and whatnot. If we look at the jetways, basic, but they look nice, very functional. All looks good here. That's what the car park kind of ends. Then we've more kind of ground services, maintenance, helicopter maintenance. Interesting textures in that building. Lick of paint. We've more stuff over here I didn't notice. Oh wait, hang on. That's the layout of the airport, sure. So they've all car parking in the middle. Oh, that's interesting. So it wraps around, look. So we have other terminal buildings, hotels and whatnot in the area. Plenty of buildings though, isn't there? Tons of buildings. Airport fire service, their testing area. And what is this? Is this even right? It looks right. A sound bunker testing area. Engine test facility, maybe? Is that what they do for noise? What do we think? Will we check it out at night time? The daytime of the night. We'll go to night time. We'll check out the lighting. Very good lighting. And we may make it look interesting with the weather. If we can. Will we try it? Give us a bit of rain there, Jemima. Precip, yes. Clouds. Oh wait, Strata's running. How do we do this with Strata? Strata, give us bad weather. You're not Strata. Strata, give me bad weather. Do. 1 second now, lads. Let us go to a preset. Thunderstorms. Sandbox. Precip. Injecting your Strata. Come on out of that. Surface speed. I just want loads of rain. Precip. Wind, altimeter visibility. And clouds. Doesn't seem to do it. Well done, Strata. Close Strata and give me like just rainy rain. She'll do it now in a second. Think about it. Where's this now? It's a pain in the ass to force rain. Really is. Really is. I'm just waiting on Strata to shag off. Right. Rain. No, doesn't want to play. Well, isn't that a curse? Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. Because you can't actually hear the rain. Although we do have the rain textures. That'll do. Right, get in there now, you good thing. Yes. Okay. The night lighting is fierce bright, isn't it? But I think that's using the new Microsoft night lighting. It's very... is it a bit too bright? Maybe that needs to be tweaked since the update. But certainly the puddles and well, the rain is gone. But the puddles and the reflections was pretty good. Until it lasted. Can we get that back, please? rain. Now you're talking. Yeah, those reflections are much better. There's lovely, the tower looks well. There's lovely reflections on the ramp here. That's actually a lot better with the lighting, look. Yeah, that's pretty decent. We'll go back over to the terminal to have a look. What did it? It's not bad, sure it's not. It's not the best we've seen, but it's not bad. Car parking areas. It's not bad. The lighting is only okay. Like inside the terminal, it's actually quite dark. No, it's not. It's not like nighttime, but it's not great. So I'd say that's an issue with the that's potentially an issue with the new sim update. The lighting just doesn't seem to be working inside. So maybe there's an update from Iron Sim, but like it just doesn't give you, doesn't it? Like it just doesn't give you the feel of, we've seen other interiors, like some of the Anybuild stuff and all that, like the lighting and reflections are class. This interior lighting is a little bit on the, it just can't function really. Even though you can, it's bright, but there's no atmosphere lights. You know what I mean?
Hello there.
I think the lighting needs a bit of work here for sure. Textures are nice though. Right, mind your eyes, this is going to get bright. I'm going to change the weather. Bum, 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 bum. Whoop. So, that's your airport scenery. They've done a great job with it. Bar the lighting, it needs a bit of work. This is available right now. You can pick it up over on the Anybuild's website. It's on sale, lads. £10.79 or €12.61. There's a link below if you're watching on Twitch, or indeed YouTube if you're watching. There's a link there if you click on that over to Anybuild's. It helps us out, and you'll get access to all these downloads. So do be sure to use it. But yeah, I'm impressed. Stavanger. We're gonna have to plan a flight out of here soon, aren't we? Absolutely will. Right, now for our second last item. I know it's late, but it's worth the wait. We need to check out this little mad look. This little thing, the Air Camper, right? Comes with a number of different liveries. We can also have the classic, we can have bush, or we can put it in the airmail variant, right? And some of the different liveries that we have, so I've gone with this one because it's like the, stop the pigeon. Or if I can't find the setting to stop, say, intentions to be always on top, any ideas? You want to keep on top. It's in the... stand by. Stand by. There's some really nice liveries here. The red one is striking. It's beautiful. There's loads of different ones. Emerald Scenery have done a great job here with the look of this aircraft. So there's some beautiful liveries, really nice details to them, and you're gonna find something you like. You just will. You just will. Right. So there's this one here, an F41 Classic look. That's really nice. We'll go with the Bitterroot Classic. Although no, I want to actually the Hampton Airfield one is nice as well. We'll go in our Scallop Classic. I do like the colours on this. Right. So we're going to load in now. Somewhere off the beaten track, because you want to have an adventure in this plane. You want to be able to go somewhere that's completely mad and gorgeous, right? Let's have a look here now. Let's have a look. We might go across the pond, will we? Where could be nice with this machine, with scenery? We'll go up here, up this neck of the woods. Yeah, that'll do it. This teeny tiny little field, set it as a departure, on the ground shut down, and let's see what happens here, right? Murph, did you hear you say there's a problem when downloading aircraft from the library rather than streaming them? Yes. So if you're downloading aircraft, what happens is if you're in the aircraft selected and then you say, oh, I'm going to download this, some of the configuration files are kept or they're locked, so they don't actually download. So if you want to download the aircraft properly, what you need to do, because what happens is you'll try and update them, they get stuck at like 98%. What you need to do, let's say you want to download FS Reborn's Phenom. Okay, you're in the aircraft, jump into a Cessna, and then go back to the menus and then download said aircraft. It's a workaround. The Sober are aware of it. They are aware of the issue. All right. Now we're trying to help out Stu here. Stu wants to say, how do we stop the thing from staying on top? If we go to our settings, we'll check the pilot portal first. Advanced. Oh yeah. Right. Stu, are you listening? I shall say this only once. On the app, click on the gear cog. No, you don't. Click on your person. Click yourself. Go down to advanced, and then you'll see keep window on top. You found it. For God's sake. Right, you're sorted. That's Stu getting me back, look. Right, let's look at this machine here, shall we? This thing is friggin' gorgeous and has character. So the how do we pronounce the Pietenpol Air Camper? It's now available. You're talking a 1930s design here. It's a community drive project, which is great to hear from Emerald, and to be working with Goff Friends. And the aircraft is also available to rent, so you can rent this thing. But let's just check it out, right? Isn't it absolutely that paintwork as well? I just think that's stunning, isn't it? Isn't that stunning? Pietenpol. There we go. Thank you, lads. Pietenpol. What do we think? Look at the details now. I mean, if you had them on your bicycle, wouldn't you be happy? But it's the detail, right? There's tons of detail, beautiful textures, wear and tear where you'd expect it, cables, pulleys. It's just mad looking, isn't it? Raoul, you take care, and thank you very much for your support, buddy. We'll chat to you soon, man. Raoul from FS Reborn, you take care, buddy. Canadian Propeller Company. That's cool looking. Beautiful propeller, like absolutely gorgeous looking propeller. And it's a real kind of a boxy thing. It's like what you'd see on like Stop the Pigeon or something, isn't it? Isn't it only gorgeous looking? Beautiful plumage. It's. I think this thing is gorgeous. It really is, man. Just character. Loads of little detail on it. Beautiful. And like, animations when you see things moving. Like you'll see here, we're going for the elevator. Look at how the pulleys react here, look. Right? And the detail. That's lovely, isn't it? Right? Like it's lovely, right? Lovely. Yeah, it's like BMX wheels, isn't it crazy? Again, we'll see more pulley, like loads of moving parts. So you think you can actually get this as a kit airplane. You can get it yourself. Now let's have a look. So inside, it's a little bit dark. We'll see it a little better in the sun if the sun was shining on us. Beautiful textures, like just absolutely gorgeous, isn't it? Like look at the detail. Isn't that something else? Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Look at the detail, look. It's just gorgeous, right? And we have a little radio there as well. Now what we do have is one of these. Our little planage page. And we have a couple of options. We can toggle the hubcaps on the aircraft. So instead of our little spokes showing, we can get like, mad looking hubcaps, if that's your thing, right? We also have a canopy tint for the glass, small little canopy tint. We have then options for headphone simulation, engine realism, air show smoke if you want it. We can toggle all the covers, and we can even toggle an EFB. All right, so I'll get rid of that. And we'll go outside the machine now to go through the walk around. So looking at the machine, right, we'll meander because we do have little doors, look. Right? We need to duck here because we're going to ramble over this way. We can remove our before flight. And we're going to open up the engine cowling. So we have 4 of these. And we can get in and have a look at our little Continental engine, which is it's class. Our prop spinner, go ahead, get rid of the covers. And we can do the side over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and open. Like, isn't it only gorgeous? Right? And if we, you know, we can go out and drone camera and go exploring here again. Sort of a kit. The family sells the plans and they partner with Aircraft Spruce to provide raw materials. It's mad, isn't it? Again, you're looking at the details here. It's stunning. It really is. It's beautiful. The thing screams character, doesn't it? Screams it. Very, very nice modelling. So, we need to get out and close all this stuff. Mind your head. Up around the corner. Yup, you divil you. And we'll go ahead and get all this closed up. And there's also a bit of physics at play here as well. So if we look here, right, this is our fuel gauge. Check for fuel and all the jazz. But you'll notice that that's going to move because they've actually, it's showing you the swish of fuel in the tank. So you actually see that move, right? Right. And remove our pitot cover. Now, we have to hand start this, which is going to be great crack. So, well, wish me luck. So a couple of things. We have a primer there. So let's see. Carb. There's our primer. Mixture rich. Open the throttle a little bit. Hopefully my brakes are on. Brakes are on. Oh yeah, I can see my chocks now. Brilliant. Right, bit of primer. Lovely sounds. Right, we're sufficiently primed. Now we need to try and start this thing. Oh Jesus, close the gadgets. Now get up here, Murphy, and see can we start this thing. Are we ready now? Wish me luck, because you have to do all sorts of science. I don't actually know how to do this. I think you just use the roller ball. Right, go on, you devil. Nearly. Nearly. Wait, am I going the wrong way? What a muppet. No, I was going the right way.
Oh, Jesus.
Ah, balls, I can't remember. Go on, Betsy, you can do it. Go on. Nearly. Go on. Nearly. Nearly. I reckon I'm going the wrong way. If you have the interaction set to lock, you can actually grab and pull the prop properly. Oh, can you? Interaction I don't have. We'll try it this way. Nearly. Here, come on, Betsy. Come on, you devil. She's getting a half a spin. We believe in you. Scroll up and down. Betsy, just like you on a Sunday morning. Isn't that the wrong way? I don't fucking know. Oh, hang on. You go this way then that way. Right. Hang on. Jesus, come on. Come on, plane. You can do it. I wonder did I overprime it? 3 hours later. Aren't supposed to say contact first. Yeah, contact. Come on, Betsy. Oh, Jesus. It goes counterclockwise from my view. I'm just trying to get the... Come on, you... Start, you devil. Hang on. Let's go back and investigate things further.
Look at this big eat.
Mags are on. Fuel is on. Mixture. Bring the mixture out with smidgen. There's no fuel shut-off valve that I'm aware of. We'll try that again. It's a lot easier with lock, with control lock. Right, hang on. Prop simulator. This is typical. You didn't see me earlier on when I was able to start it. Should be going the other way. Look, she's turning. Why is there fuel in it, Murph? Turn, you devil. Look. Come on. Is there fuel in this? Yeah. So we have fuel. Why aren't you starting, Chief? Fuel valve under the front seat instrument panel. Fuel valve. Oh, Jesus. Fuel valve under the front seat instrument panel. Ah. Front seat instrument panel. Fuel valve. That looks off now, does it not? Is that on or off? It was on already. That looks off now to me. That's off. So that's on. Yeah? So it was already on. She was already on. This could be a Murphy thing now. But we'll try it again, Prime. Yeah, it's me tiny hands. Shut up, you. Right. Let's try it again. Now, this could be... I couldn't start the other thing, so maybe we're blamed to... Where's Muse fan? It's all Muse's fault. Right, let's try it again. Come on, Betsy. Come on, yo. Yeah, mixture's on. Let's restart it. Let's just rule out that Murphy's an idiot. Right?
Can I get a refund?
No, there's no refund. You're mad. Let's try this again. Right. Okay. Break on. Mixture in. Check the front seat. Fuel is on. Right? Prime it.
Who's in charge? You haven't a clue what you're doing.
3 gadgets to prime. Now, that's the wrong button, you Murph. Jesus. Get out of the plane! Right, we're trying it this time. If it fires this time, I'm going to edit out the last 10 minutes of me trying to start this. Is that fair enough, lads? Right! Yeah, right! Now, you explain to me what I did differently. Madness. Madness. It was the same. That's the second time that's happened tonight. Oh, do you know what it was? Do you know what it was? Is Mike here? Mike Road. Do you know what happened here? I reckon it's because I loaded in the aircraft cold and dark rather than an actual starting position. I've read that causes issues with some aircraft, so that could be a thing. Right. Anyway. Well, I'm glad we sorted that mess out. But Jesus, don't break the plane. Imagine I break the plane, I just got it started. Right, let's go flying. Was engine realism... find the trees. Jesus, Murphy, get up out of that. Right, we're alive. Was engine realism on? I don't think I had it off. That's so funny. No, I think what happened there was the sim has a bit of messing with aircraft. If you load into an airport without parking spaces and you just select cold and dark. I have read that in other places. So yeah. Anyway, apart from the challenge of trying to get the shagging thing started, which it did start, isn't it absolutely friggin' gorgeous? Just like something out of the wacky the wacky races, isn't it? Look at it, lads. It is absolutely gorgeous. Beautiful. Beautiful sounds. Do a fly pass. It looks like an old pram, doesn't it? It looks like an old pram with wings, but it is absolutely gorgeous though. It's just stunning, like. It absolutely oozes character, this one, doesn't it? And it just got released today. So yeah, at least now, right, if you run into the same problem trying to start it, it's at an airport that's not an official parking spot. I think that's what happened. But isn't it cool? And you can throw bush tires on this if you want as well. You know, in terms of like maneuverability, barrel rolls and aileron rolls, I mean, I don't think she'd like it too much. I mean, you know, you can try it. Yeah, it really doesn't like it. Oh, mother of Janie. Oh, be Janie. Oh, be Janie. Oh, the trees will hurt. Oh. Right, we're okay. Totally fine, lads. Nothing to worry about at all. Bush tires should have been the option there, I think. Now, again, you want to hear... listen to the engines, right? We go to idle. It's beautiful, man. It's absolutely beautiful. Low and slow, but like, I mean, I like the viewpoint you have out of this thing. Like, it's absolutely savage, like. You need a hat and scarf flying it. You know what I mean?
Hello there.
Isn't it gorgeous? Limitless, welcome in. Bit of backfire. Oh, jeez. Careful now. Now. Now what I want to show you, to see the fuel cog. That goes up and down based on the swish of fuel in the tank. It's actually modelled. So if I jam on the brakes... Isn't that deadly, isn't it? It's deadly. Just an interesting little plane, isn't it? It's lovely. Do we like bicycle wheels? I mean, like, isn't it brilliant? When we say bicycle wheels, but like, you know. Good plane for Uncle Buck, right? It's beautiful, man. It really is. It's beautiful. Tis gorgeous. Tis a gorgeous little machine. But not fun for aerodynamic or acrobatics. Oh no, balls, wait. No. Oh. I've landed it in the trees, but now we have bigger things to worry about. Did anyone get the name of that propeller, crowd? We're going to need a new one. Try spinning it now.
About the plane.
Jeez.
Pilot.
But yeah, isn't it a beaut? Like, try not to break the prop. You know, it's fine. Totally fine. Gearbox, everything's fine. But isn't it pretty? A bush option would be nice. There is a bush option. You can actually, yeah, absolutely, there's a bush option. We go in here now and we stick on the mad tires, look. So we can go to the variant of the aircraft. And now she's a different beast. So it's a Continental A65. Look at the wheels on that, look. Jesus. And I reckon, as I said, that startup, because it wasn't a designated parking area, that's why when I restarted it, she fired. Just, it's one of those things. It's a sim thing, right? But here we are with bush tires. This should be fun. Let's find out. I might need to set new views, will I? Yeah. Stand by. Import from the other. Import all. Replace. Lovely. Right, let's have a look at this this mad looking yoke. You idiot! Don't take off an external view! No! Oh no! Oh. There's a reason why we don't take these things off in external view. I'm just saying, you know, Jesus. Yeah, we're stuck in the ground like an ostrich. He can stay there now.
Look at this big Aegis.
Balls. You need to get this plane. Yeah, it's brilliant. It's cool. It's cool. As I said, it's available right now as well, which is great. Where is this now?
Oh, Jesus.
Let's have a look. So, it's available right now. You can pick it up for $19.99. $19.99 for an aircraft that is bundled with character. And you can do stupid stuff like Murphy to break things. Yeah, right. Absolutely fantastic stuff. It's great. It's a great little plane. Well done to all involved at Emerald Scenery Design and the lads who made it happen. It's just a cool little plane. And yeah, great to see, lads. Not in that current configuration, but it's definitely great to see, you know. Now, the last thing I wanted to look at before we go, it's been a busy night, but I do want to have a look at this other thing. It's called AVX Sorter. It's another utility, right? Another utility? It's another utility. And, hang on now. Access granted. It's payware. This is payware. And what it is an aircraft organizer, a scenery organizer, similar to what you'd have in the likes of your add-ons linker and so on, right? It can enable and update every aircraft, livery, airport and scenery from one clean dashboard. A manager that actually understands your hangar from 2024 streamed aircraft to explain scenery folder. So if we were to go and look at aircraft, for example, and it can detect all your aircraft, right? It'll show the whole shooting shebang. If we're looking for, there's a new update. Might as well show the latest one, right? The idea behind this, when it comes to updating aircraft and otherwise, it should be able to connect back to the store in which you got it and alert you to say, hey, there's an update, right? I can't get that working now. I don't know how it works, but I'm told that can work, right? Auto organize, extra safety net, right? That's grand. So we'll go back into this. Go back to the aircraft. Flyable has liveries, no liveries. So we'll go flyable, right? And we can look at some aircraft in here, and you can see, right? You can click on an aircraft, and you can get information about it, the location, what liveries you have, if there's any installed, if the aircraft is enabled or not. Okay. And you can go by groups. You can group all these as well. So it's going to be similar to what you saw on your add-ons linker and so on. All right. AI traffic can do the same. It can go in and load what traffic that you're using. Liveries, all that sort of jazz. You go into your livery manager. This is where you can add in all your liveries. If there's anything that needs a review, this will tell you, hey, said livery, there's a problem with this livery, and it'll tell you what's wrong with the livery. And that could be like it's using assets it doesn't own or something. Do you know what I mean? Same with your aircraft. Your airports, Roy did this as well on his tool. The idea is it's saying, well, these are all your airports. 32 of them have issues. Now, what do you mean? Well, it's using assets that are shared with other aircraft. And some of them don't have ICAO codes. So they're just saying they need reviews. This is all, this is all like Microsoft default airports, right? So you'll find one here, well, what's the issue with it? Well, it's missing an ICAO code. This kind of stuff. And then you can find if there's any duplicates. The utilities then that we have, we can see what's turned on. So, for example, we have different sound packs, and we can actually enable or disable different sound packs, right? Why is there two of them? Interesting. Auto organize. So it's a one click. It'll put everything where you want it. So it'll put all your add-ons together. So it'll say, well, these are all your scenery. These are all your aircraft. These are all your liveries. And you can also group them into different areas as well. It also has a flight prep. So what you can do here, you can add in a list of companion apps. So whenever you click start flight sim, it'll then start loading in all these other apps if you want. Again, we've seen free tools for this, but this is all bundled in together. An optimizer, it'll do something similar to what we saw the SayIntentions has. Although this will go off and try and apply different stuff. Doesn't always work, right? Doesn't always work, but rolling cache, about 16 gigs is very large, seemingly. I don't know. Use flight prep route for load only. It's giving you information about, hey, these are the heaviest enable packages. This is interesting. Now, why it's reading that, I don't know, but these are telling me, see these are the heaviest enabled. So that's interesting to see. It's reading to say, well, look, see what I have running here? This is an issue, right? Then you have all your smart groups. You can import your add-ons linker files as well, right? You can move your community folder from inside it. You can clean the rolling cache. You can check for package duplications, check all your maintenance then, your scenery indexes, GPU shaders. You can do everything from inside the one tool. But the other stuff it has, and this is where it gets interesting, is the Sim Guardian. Now, the idea behind this, it'll look for any conflicts. There's ways to hunt down crashes, and it can do cleanups here as well. The word of warning is, now everything you do comes with a backup, so you can restore whatever you do. This thing is liable to break stuff. Not as bad as Microsoft Flight Sim. It's easy enough to fix, but an X-Plane, it can actually do damage to your X-Plane, as in you have to just, back it up. And I'll get to that in a sec, right? Alison Johnson in with the raid. Hello. Welcome in, guys. Ali, thank you very much indeed, guys. Hope you had a great raid. We're almost finished. We're having a look at this AVX Sorter. That's the word. The AVX Sorter. Welcome in. Hope you had a great stream, missus, and welcome in, guys. So It has an overview, and it's, you can run the conflict scan. You're going to check enable packages for library name clashes, content overlap, and broken files. So if you do this, it'll scan your sim. And we had something similar like this, if you can remember. Parallel 42 gave us this SimStaller. So it's basically saying, look, 2 files out of the 15 files installed are broken. Oh, well, really? Now, they're telling you to reinstall the package from the store and it should be okay. So maybe there's something that's incomplete or isn't fully finished, or this is detecting this is an issue. So it's able to kind of help you along to say, you're having an issue with that aircraft, well, this is probably why. Or you're having an issue with that scenery, this is probably why. So that's where you can go into your conflicts. The crash tools is interesting. CTD Doctor, it scans your enabled add-ons for known causes of crashes. So if we were scanned for problems, everything looks healthy. If you had certain aircraft or sceneries installed which are known to cause problems, this would catch it and say, get that out of there, it'll be an issue. Now, if your sim is crashing and you have absolutely no idea what it is, Crash Hunt runs the classic half splitting method for you. It enables half of your add-ons that you launch the sim, and it'll report what happens, and it keeps narrowing down that until it finds the culprit. This is handy. So it says here there's 19 enabled community add-ons in scope. 6 of them have launched with the sim. All right. So you would start this crash hunt and it goes in and scans these add-ons. And if it detects this is the reason why your sim crashed, it'll actually identify the broken add-on. It's usually liveries, but it'll actually find that. Now, there's a bit of, you have to start the sim, shut off the sim, start the sim, but this is doing the job for you. As in, it'll identify, you keep getting a CTD, well, this is why you're getting the CTD, or at least it'll do so based on the best of its own ability. All right. Crash tools. This is really handy. Cleanup. This is looking for leftover archives, empty folders, unlinked liveries. Nothing's deleted permanently. Well, let's scan for it. No clutter found. I try to keep a fairly decent running sim because I've learned the hard way. And then we've backups. And you'll notice this is all X-Plane stuff, that it was all reverted and restored because it breaks X-Plane. But again, you just have to kind of figure it out. Your sim setup, it'll look at all your different folders. You have support diagnostics. That's just to give information back to AVX, right? And again, in your dashboard, it's going to say you can open up your flight prep to load a SimBrief flight plan. And what it can do, it can say, hey, you're going to these locations. These are the airports along your route. It can do all this kind of stuff and auto-enable them and so on. It'll show you how many aircraft, liveries. It just goes through everything that you're loading up. They also have a Discord as well. Recently added aircraft, so the Nemeth. There it is there. It came from the official store. I can click a button. It'll take me to where it's located or the folder, right? And I can even allocate this to a group if I wish. Now, because it's these are all store aircraft, I can't do much with them, right? Other things we have in our hangar, we can go searching for a specific one. We can also add aircraft folder, or add by name. So we can add an aircraft folder, and this is going to say, right, Murph, what aircraft are you adding? So we can go the long way. We can go by the community folder, and this will load in a ton of them, right? So I need to go to Windows. No, I don't. I need to go to users, Murph, app data, local, packages. This is where they bury things. Microsoft Limitless, app, no, local cache, Murphy, no, packages, there we go, community. Can we add 2? No, we'll add 1 at a time. Add to hangar. The folder does not look like a package. Pick the package route. Okay, so it just wants individual aircraft. So maybe I need to add a directory. How do we add a directory? 380 add-ons total. Settings. Add-on classification. So we can probably do more. Full scan. So you can scan for all the different ones. I did a fast scan. And then language, you can go into your settings there and activate it and all this. But the point I'm making is it's a payware utility. And there's some nice features to it, right? In X-Plane, this is where the thing gets messy, because it'll detect issues and it'll say, oh, you're missing ini files, or your ini files are incomplete, and it'll try and fix them. By doing so, it'll break things, right? It deleted all my control profiles. Now, when I say it deleted them, it restores everything before it does anything. It gives you a full restore, and you can revert or back up, right? So it's safe to use in that regard. But I wasn't. Now they've only added X-Plane support, but I wasn't terribly impressed with how they did it, because it just broke stuff. You know, any files. So it's whatever information these guys are using. It wasn't fully fledged out because it just lifted off a ton of profiles, right? They'll fix that, I'm sure. But for Microsoft Flight Sim, and like the one license covers both sims, which is nice. When it comes to the stuff in Microsoft Flight Sim, you can absolutely organize all of your add-ons. You can group them together. The updating thing, I don't know where that's going to come from, where it's going to read there is an update available. I need to do a little bit more homework on that. I mean, based on what their website says, they're saying, you know, you can update every aircraft, and you know, we work with these stores compatible with Indybuild's orbit. So like, I don't know, is it a one-stop shop to say there's an update available on your aircraft? I think it is, but I can't be sure. I can't get it to work, you know. So I'll do a little bit more rooting into it and figuring out what it is. X-Plane scenery, crash hunter, flight prep, optimizer, airport, livery closet. It's all there. It's $12.99. It's a one-time fee. You buy it once, it's $12.99, and you get all those features. It's a brand new, tool, if you like. It's brand new. Our story: 2 simmers, 0 business plan. None of this started with a big company, large development team. It's Andre and David. A tool we built for ourselves. Countless hours went into it, and now they're pushing it out public. So that's the story behind it. Do you know? Honorable mentions. Yeah, that's what they're getting a shout out. Different people are checking them out. So I've used it. I think it's very powerful. You know, you have to pay for it, but I suppose the pro features gives you your Sim Guardian, the conflicts, the crash tool, and a way to clean it all up, right? Your DC Designs F14 is upgrading for free right now. You have to get it in a quick. There you go. So, has anyone any questions on this? Because it's we see a lot of these utilities. It's easy to enable or disable, right? Like this, you know, you can edit where it is, company who owns it, save the data, reset data, lock metadata. You can go in and disable the add-on. You can do an awful lot of stuff here. You know, it's called AVX Sorter. AVX Sorter. That's the name of this one. You know. Auto organize. Show all the rows. Let me see. Run pre-flight. Undo last sort. Error invoking remote method AI sort. It'll just sort all your add-ons. And it says, hey, you're a plane. Hey, you're this. Hey, you're that. You know. Is it changing anything in the sim? It can do. It can change your settings. It can also look for conflicts and try and resolve these conflicts. So yeah, it can. It you know, it can see your sim. It can see your install. The optimizer is there as well, and the optimizer, like, you can say, go ahead and apply it. But that's probably not a great idea because it's going to be different on every system. This idea, the heaviest enabled packages. So, you know, Sierra Kilo Bravo Oscar, large airport photogrammetry, heavy on VRAM. It's telling me it's 4.6 gigs. So it's able to even tell you, hey, look, your files here, that are, you know, they're heavy, right? They're heavy. You're rolling cache. You can clear it directly from here. Safe to clear. The cache is rebuilt automatically while you fly. You know? We had someone on frequency. Yep, you did it. So I can do all these things. I pay for an optimization tool that scans everything and makes the adjustments to give the best results, especially when updates shag everything. Yeah, I don't think it does that. Like it has the ability to do a lot of that for you. And I think it kind of points you to where you might have conflicts with stuff, you know. I'd rather just monitor and advise, yeah. Well, you have the option. I mean, it's going to tell you what to do. You have a button to click. Yeah, I'll press this one, right? Close Microsoft Flights in before moving. Your files are copied and verified before everything's removed. Don't mind any of that. Scenery cache, you could do it. Add-on profiles, you know, you can name a group, so VF4 Europe, and then you can add all that into it. So there is good stuff with it. And like, it's not going to break the bank. Like it's you know, it's 13 quid. It's not huge. But I don't know if you're going to have everyday usage out of it. You know what I mean? Like usually your community folder, it's going to contain the stuff you regularly use, because it just makes sense having a like, keep your community folder clean. If there's stuff in there you haven't flown in ages, get it out of there. It's likely going to, like, it mightn't be doing anything, but there could be another add-on using the same files that an outdated add-on is using. That's where you have problems, like, do you know what I mean? But yeah, it's I can definitely see where the premium features come into it, but I think it needs to do a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, all these utilities are going to do something the same. If you run into problems, yes, you can definitely use it to help you figure out what the problem is. But I think these things need to do more. I think we're eventually going to get to the stage someone's going to have a utility that, you know, your hardware will appear and you'll be able to just configure your hardware through a different UI, and then that should be able to push it into the sim. Someone does that, they're going to make a lot of money, I think. Hey, Wombi's here, good to see it. Like, if that's something the lads can add to it. What about control profiles? Can we actually, like, build our own controls in a UX and then horse it into the sim? Because the sim one is like, ugh, isn't it? It's not great, like. And what profile are you picking? And can you actually assign profiles to aircraft and then the sim will read that? Because the sim can't do that. It just takes ages. You know what I mean? Like, if you consider even, you know, your controls for profiles here. Everything takes time to load, and when it does appear, it's like, well, what am I doing with it? And then I have options here, and you know what I mean? This is all just janky. It's a lot better than what it was, though. Take no notice of that plane that's fallen over. It was tired. Do you know? But yes, you'll wait for $26 here. $26, interesting. Hangar control is like that. Yeah, like, there's lots of them. There are lots of them, you know. But I said I'd check out AVX. I thought it was interesting. I do like, and the fact it covers X-Plane as well. It was interesting, you know. Can we go photo hunting? Yeah, right. It was interesting. But yeah, if you have any questions on AVX, I'm going to keep using it. We'll probably talk about it again in a couple of weeks, you know. When it scans for stuff, it'll tell you what's right, what's wrong. Like, it does it fairly quickly. But whether or not you need that in your life, I'm unsure. You know. If there's an aircraft update or scenery, it doesn't mean that you will now have to rely on this dev updating the software. I don't know how they do it. They're talking about update aircraft, but like, I haven't figured out a way how I can link them add-ons directly in. You know what I mean? I need to work more on it. Like, how do I actually get to, how can I get it to do that? Because when I read about this, it's like, hang on a second, does this mean I can just use one program and this will update everything through this one program? I don't need to go to multiple different stores. That's what I thought it was, but I don't think it is that. I could be wrong, but I don't think it is that. You know what I mean? But we'll have to wait and see. Definitely interesting stuff, though. Like, there's great potential here. It does have premium features, like the whole crash hunting thing. Like, there is features there. Definitely there is. But whether or not it's a utility you need, I don't think so. I don't think, like, it's not a must-have. You might use it, you know. if they add more features to it, well then yeah, we'll take another look. Like we're seeing a lot of this, like this kind of design, and like you know, there's an awful lot of tools coming out, and they're all similar. They're all very similar, and like that's AI coming into the sphere of things. You know, they're able to utilize, and you know, not just imagine how could I do that, or I have an idea. They can actually make that, you know, real. They can actually deploy something and make it real. You charge for it. Well, I mean, you charge for it. That's, you know, if you make it, you can sell it. You know what I mean? Surely, if an aircraft core is updated, then AVX becomes out of date. Yeah, I don't know how to do it, Alric. I don't know. I'll have to ask them, because it can't detect if there's a new aircraft unless they actually have a link to that store. How else are they going to know? You know what I mean? Would have been handy when your PMDG decided to crash on unresponsive in a cold and dark state, engines on full power. It took hours to work out. Turns out it was a conflict with Navigraph. Yeah. Was that loading all the planes or just your library? It'll just load what you pointed at. You can just say, just load my community folder, or just load the one store folder. You have a lot of control over what you can do with it, which is very good, you know. But yeah. That's better. Everything looks safe and peaceful and tranquil once again, doesn't it? In our beautiful little plane that it didn't absolutely ruin. But yeah, this is a really nice airport, by the way. Where in the devil am I? I'm on the ground here at how do you pronounce that? Stechen State. 6 Sierra Niner. It's beautiful, isn't it? 6 Sierra Niner. If you ever want to visit here, lads. 6 Sierra Niner. 6 Sierra Niner. There's a place to go flying from. Alright. But yeah, very, very nice. It's a posh version of add-on linker. Yeah, well, it's more capable than add-on linker. I think it's more capable, way more capable, you know. But anyway, lads, that's going to do it. We ran late, but I want to thank you all so very much indeed for staying with us. We covered a fair bit of ground tonight, so thank you all so very much indeed. Again, all the stuff we're looking at, I'm trying to answer the questions you might have. Should you or should you not, you know, pick it up? So if you have any questions about it, just ask. You know, how does it, you know, how do you do this? How do you do that? You know. So that's what we do, right? Now we're back tomorrow. We're going to be in the world of On Air tomorrow morning, and we're also going to be in X-Plane because there's a new aeroplane I want to go flying in, and we are flying in the CIS Seneca. I'm very much looking forward to this. So we're going to be flying that one tomorrow morning over an X-Plane, and we'll have our flight then tomorrow night, and then a group flight on Friday night. We go to the Logs. Terribly excited for that. But lads, can't thank you enough for all your support and for hanging out here on a Wednesday. Thanks a million. Have a lovely evening, and we'll see you all in the morning at 10:00 Zulu. That's when we're back flying once again. So until then, take your fierce handy. I'll see you on the next one. Microsoft, it's Murph. Someone clip this if you can. Do you hear the sounds? I've been blaming aircraft developers. Asobo or Microsoft need to fix this. Do you hear the noise? Outside the plane? You need to fix that, lads. It's designed to turn. And we'll start advancing that mixture back in here now shortly. Come on, prop.
Sink rate.
You're all right.
Sink rate.
Yeah.
Up. Sink rate.
Give us a bit of air in the nose there. Nearly. Come on, Betsy, you can do it. We need the wind. Oh, bother. We need more speed. This isn't dangerous at all. 110, 120. Mixture in. The mixture's in. Come on. She doesn't want to play. She nearly got there. Hang on now. Easy. There she goes. Jesus. Bags are all the rage. Yeah, thanks for that, lads. Well done. What a great start to the feckin' night. And we're already... Stop pressing the buttons! Right, that needs to go. You know, fat. But in fairness, though. Right, you know, I mean, the posture, right? I'm talking about me, of course, right? But anyway, quick, before we're in trouble.